fresh to the scene, but I think have grown up and evolved so quickly.
But this is the thing, we mentioned it already. There does seem to be a little bit of a curse with Pacific teams. Paper X, they couldn't do it. DRX, they didn't even really come as close as Gen.G and Paper X. It just feels like all the other regions, they're picking up trophies left, right, and center. And Kukuka, we still haven't seen one for the Pacific region.
And it's so crazy, right? Because if we go back to the early days of Valorant, to those first tournaments, it was all about Vision Strikers, DRX, Paper X. They've stolen our hearts so many times. But actually, coming as close as Gen.G, not many have been. And it will be, I think, a very good reward for the year that they're having to be able to lift it and bring it home this time around.
Josh is a guy who's played against now all of the Pacific teams in this tournament. Do you think there's a reason that that trophy hasn't been lifted? Do you think there's a difference in the style of Pacific that has maybe eluded them in these deep tournament runs?
I feel like what they kind of lack is like the multi-dimensionality of their game plans. But they're very, very optimized on like how they want to take their fights. So as long as Neil, the head coach of Heretics, could develop a really good game plan for Boo to call, I feel like they can solve Gen.G.
Let me throw another question here at you, because there is a curse on the side of Pacific, but for EMEA, it feels like every time EMEA have reached the final, unless they're going up against Sentinels or another EMEA team, they've been pretty successful when it comes to lifting a trophy. Why do you think that is for that region? Because I really like the answer you just gave for why Pacific are still hunting for that trophy.
I think it comes down to the game plans and like expectations of like how you want to approach the game, and like I feel like Heretics is a team that can switch and adapt on the fly quickly, and that's enough to like at least secure a few rounds here. So to me, the question is that can Heretics absorb the punch that they'll get from Gen.G?
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting, right? Because when we talk about that growth, I feel like Gen.G has had too much time to study every single kind of solution that Heretics have been bringing, but they still keep bringing surprises. Yesterday even, they changed the composition on Lotus, and you can only think, like, when is this going to end?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about absorbing punches. I feel like the biggest punch that Heretics will be throwing out is in the shape of a Turkish duelist. His name is V, and at this point, Mimi, if they manage to bring home this trophy, surely he will be the tournament MVP.
I mean, he is absolutely in that conversation. He has been absolutely ridiculous thus far. For those that weren't familiar with his full run, he wasn't a duelist player for his team coming into this event. They have to pick up a sub. Their duelist can't play at the event. He steps up to that plate and has been putting on performances like this. He has over 100 first kills in the tournament, which isn't adjusted for matches, sure, but that's already more than any other duelist player has gotten at a global event. He is so aggressive, his team sets him up so well, and his mechanics are absolutely sublime.
We knew this, you know, back in EMEA, Wood was one of the names that everybody was mentioning. Everybody was very excited. He only started playing with Heretics halfway through that first stage. So seeing him now in the international doing every single thing, and he's also one of the main parts that they have adapted, because moving into this tournament, knowing that Miniboo as a duelist is so flexible with the Neon, with the Euro, but on the side of Wood, he's been more comfortable in the Jet, the Race, more like simple style, and everything has come to fruition with all the plans that they've changed. And we can see it here on the rankings. He's first on almost every single thing.
I'm so sorry to bring this back to you, Josh. Like, I'm sorry. I know you had suffered enough yesterday, but now you faced against Wood, what, 3 times now? How good is he?
Oh, he's phenomenal. I mean, like the way he catches like these multi-kill rounds, and he just opens up the site for them so well. But I can't understate like how important their support line is. Reigns and Patatek. And my personal MVP for this tournament for Heretics is Patatek.
Oh, I like it.
I feel like without like his support and like the ability to clutch out those rounds, and he secured so many clutches against us. They wouldn't have had this like run.
Yeah, he's getting the opening kill in over a quarter of rounds, and that's absolutely not possible if you don't have as good of supportive players as this team does. I think the synergy between their 2 initiators, how they're using their utility in conjunction, and especially once they get that second cooldown, how much value they're getting out of that second stage of util, setting up really good plans every time. It honestly makes his life easy for a guy who's already so damn good.
Yeah, on the other side of this, though, if Gen.G were to bring this home, then Kukuka, for me, it has to be texture. Texture MVP.
I mean, I'm not surprised that you say that. I think that Texture beginning of the tournament and Texture during playoffs to me has been two different stages. Yes, he does have a lot of his team just supporting him and setting him up, but the way that him individually has felt within the server to me has been much better. This flick, by the way, he's done it at least 2 or 3 times. It's just very disgusting to see time and time again how he can make this plays happen consistently. So of course, when we talk about being comfortable, having that experience, having the server time to playing as a duelist and being in the same role, Texture has to be #1.
I mean, you threw Paddytech's name out there for Heretics. Do you feel like Texture will be the guy for you for Genji?
Yeah, I think so. I think his op is so scary to play against. We got punished by it multiple times. That flick shot he had against us on, oh, there it is.
Oh no.
That was crazy.
This is just
that was
torture.
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
But if you had to take your pick, you know, somebody you feel like would make more of an impact, would it be Texture or would it be Vut?
I think Texture for Genji. Texture for Genji.
I almost lean Woot just because this is his first tournament playing the role and because he's kind of stepped into it so last second. But both these guys are absolutely pivotal, excuse me. And I think for Texture as well, his like individual impact is almost more important for me because I think a lot of Genji's game plans are really reliant on like kind of like a simple like flash dash setup like that. And if he's not getting those opening kills, he's not finding those opportunities. I think this team's like mid-rounding is a little bit worse off than a squad like Heretics.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the point. If you see a good round from Genji, you're going to be looking at Texture. From the side of Heretics, anybody can step up.
Well, I'm glad you guys mentioned Vut because he's standing by with Mika Fabs.
I've got Woot here from Team Heretics. Woot, you have been the talk of the town lately. Can you take us back to when you first found out you were going over to Masters Shanghai? What was the pressure like and what does it feel like knowing that you delivered?
We came here for fun, but now we are going to grand final. Like, it's amazing feelings. I can't describe it. Like, you need to live for like understand that. So I'm very excited to play. We will see.
I can feel the excitement from you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Man, I sound like this.
I mean, he's excited to play, but the crowd is very excited to see him as well. As we've spoken about in the past, a lot of the fan favorites were knocked out before they even got to this arena. And at this point, honestly, Heretics, they might even be the new fan favorite.
Oh yeah, and I think that everybody can understand why. Time after time, any of these players are a freaking highlight reel, and in so many rounds, things just look ridiculous.
The way the crowd has gotten behind them is wild to see. They beat every one of the CN teams, knocked all of them out of this tournament, or at least down into the lowers. And
you would think that, you know, that
yeah,
would
you
work
think that would
the other
vilify
way.
them, but instead, all the fans here have gotten on board because they're just a team that is so easy to like when you watch these players play on stage. The vibes, Benji getting up and streaming the energy. It really feels like that momentum is building to try and get a trophy here.
I think it really helps that Benji and Vut have been streaming on Bilibili and their streams are absolutely hilarious. They were queuing with Texture as well. I feel like this is one of the dream finals. I don't see a world where this kind of atmosphere and this kind of story happens again. But speaking of this story, Josh, you wanted to talk about this man, Paddytech. Let's do it. I've been waiting a long time to talk about him. We heard it from his interview last night. He even said, I've had to grind for so long to get here because other people didn't want to play with me. Other people didn't want to pick me up. I let some opportunities go in the past, and now he's in a grand final. How poetic is that?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, well deserved, honestly. Like from our second match to the third match, like the level of improvement he had and like how much mastery he showed right away. Even like having a KO molly for our Killjoy on Icebox, those little things all matter. And like the amount of impact frags that turned the tide and delivered a 3-0 result for them, like, man, you're torturing me. You're torturing me.
I'm sorry to make you relive it. I'm sorry.
I mean, time after time, we've been talking about Paddytech and the impact that he's had in the team from the beginning of the year. He's never been just a sub. He's part of the team. I think that everybody can agree that Heretics is a 6-man roster. They can just be swapping people in and out. But I would be so pissed and so disappointed if people did not pick him up for next year. Pick him up, honestly, because
pick him up now.
He's proven that he can work in any kind of situation that he can take take teams to grand finals at international events. But
I'll
he's been
pick him
playing
up.
and knows
I'll pick
this
him
game inside and out.
How
What he's
much?
done is also unprecedented.
per month?
The only team who
Totally.
had to sub someone in and make a run at an
500,000?
international tournament
Oh,
who got
hell
even
nah.
close to this deep was
Nah.
Paper X
That
back
is-
in
That's too
Japan.
expensive.
They were in the lower finals, but now Patatek is in the finals with this Team Heretic squad, and I think has a very real chance to lift a trophy as a player that wasn't even supposed to play.
Yes, so well deserved. But also, I don't know if you guys saw that on your screen. All it took was for Benji to get up from his seat and do a little wave to the crowd, and everybody on that side lost their minds. But why wouldn't you? Benji's been doing so well. He's just a showman, and he's great on the server.
I'm just surprised that he still has a voice. Time after time, we see those videos of him screaming, losing it, and yeah, this is this is literally all that you're going to see on camera. If he's not cheering Wood, he's cheering the rest of the team, but also individually, he just shines and merges so well with the rest.
But Meteor's been fantastic this tournament too. And Josh, I wanted to ask you again about playing against this guy, because it seems like even when he's alone on a site, he is so tough to deal with as a player.
Oh yeah, he destroyed us. I mean, I feel like he has a very unconventional style as a Sentinel player. If you compare it to Benji Fishy, like he plays his setups really well. Meteor is willing to break his setup and go for the unexpected frag and then like fall back. And that sort of playstyle is really pressuring in a stage like this.
He's like the one like Killjoy player that you're gonna see like playing in front of his util, and you're like, okay, he's got a whole plan.
Yeah, why is there? And then he gets 2. And then like what can you do?
It's one of the reasons also, like maps, for example, like Ascent, you know, when we think about Genji's best maps, or even Breeze,
Sure.
you think of Meteor and the impact that he has. It doesn't matter if it's on the Killjoy and he's doing something like playing in front of his utility, or he's just going with Euro, swapping everything around, and again, just merging so well with the rest.
I'm glad you guys mentioned the Killjoy, because Benji, obviously, they switched their comp against you yesterday. I wanted to ask you, did that throw you off at all? You know, seeing Benji go from the Cypher to the Killjoy. How much preparation did you make for that?
I mean, it's a comp that we faced a lot. It's been the meta for, I mean, thanks to Fnatic. So like we're familiar like how to play against that. So like it didn't really throw us off that much. But we did expect like a Cypher.
Do you think that's what they should do again today, just to stick with that the new comp that they ran yesterday?
Oh, I think so.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I liked it. I think it looked really well put together. And this is not the first time we've seen them switching things up throughout this tournament. Because of that substitution we've been talking about, they've had to iterate on their comps and change up ideas. But despite that, the game plans look so thoroughly thought through. I think Boo's calling, like his macro calling, on pretty much all of these maps, even when the team is changing, has been so impressive this entire time. And I think that makes them, honestly, a pretty tough team to prep for, because they can vary it up so much.
It's so surprising, but I think that yesterday we saw like the last straw of it. I will be surprised if we see any more of the changes, because it really looks like they've reached a point where they feel comfortable, where we see, yeah, the changes on split, maybe deciding to play that Ascent that wasn't a good idea, but honestly, it didn't look that bad.
I'm down for a vote, Neon. Just the full off.
Yeah.
Give vote on the Neon. But it's time for the result of our MasterCard fan poll. Earlier, we asked you which team is winning it all, and you guys have voted for Genji. What do you guys think about this? Controversial, or you expected this?
I mean, they have the double ban. They've been flawless in the tournament so far. I think that people get very, very excited because of how Heretics has made us dream and believe in everything that they're doing on the server. But if you are realistic and you think about Genji and the way that they've been performing, they do deserve to win this tournament. Also, they get that double ban. So there is a lot of things working in their favor.
I mean, they're like guaranteed to get to play Breeze, Ascent, some of their best maps really early in this series, which I think is huge for them. But for all I believe in Genji, I do think back to the last final they were in, where they were favored against Sentinels, where they had the double ban, where they were up in the series, and then the last map comes around, a map they should have been favored in, and the mental slips and it falls.
High five, girl!
Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. All right, of course, I have not deviated from my Heretics pick this entire tournament, but Josh, you're not on this graphic. Who would you have said?
I gotta go with Heretics.
One of us! One of us!
Yeah, sorry.
I know it hurts to say because I'm Korean. I'm like rooting for the Korean brothers, but like
It's all good.
Heretics,
Peer
after
pressure.
facing them 3 times.
We get it, we
Yeah.
get it, we get it. You're one of us now. But the wait is finally over. Today, 2 teams will take the stage, but only one can lift the trophy and make history. It's time to bring out your Masters Shanghai Grand finalists, Team Heretics and Genji.
일단 제가 1티어 리그에 올 수 있을지도 사실 잘 생각을 하지 않고 있었고 프로를 하고 싶으시다면 좀 많은 것들을 버려야 돼요. 그러니까 이게 무슨 말이냐면 이제 친구들과 놀고 싶을 때 놀지 않아야 되고 그리고 자기의 어떻게 하면 게임을 늘려갈 수 있을지 무언가를 이제 원하는데 그 원하는 거를 이루려고 할 때 그 한 가지 일에만 집중을 해야 되지 이게 다른 일까지 집중을 하게 되면은 저는 사실 프로를 추천드리지는 않습니다.
Trent gets the play, but now he's in a 1v3. The lockdown in play, and the hopes and dreams of G2 have come to an end.
We weren't coming to this tournament thinking we were going to win. The journey we've gone through in Shanghai, it's like a movie.
Mercedes-Benz Arena, show some love to Politics. How does that feel, Politics?
That's amazing. That's the best thing in my life. The last 4 years were really rough for me. I was struggling like mentally. I was thinking that I'm gonna retire. I think I learned a lot from that, and in my opinion, people need to go through bad times to appreciate when the good times are happening.
What a moment for Team Heretics, a 3-0 to make their way to their first global finals.
I always dreamed of people cheering for me. I always take a deep breath and I appreciate where I am right now.
For Heretics, the journey, the story, it is not yet over.
Finishing touches on this. Genji pick up right where they left off.
사실 마드리드 때랑은 조금 다른 분위기의 저희였기 때문에
What an exclamation point on an incredible match. 13-10, Genji!
저희가 마드리드 때 실력이지만 이제 멘탈이 조금 문제라고 생각을 했었거든요. 근데 국제전 이번에 상하이 들어와서 그 부분이 완벽히 해결된 것 같아서
They are back! Karen finds it! They get themselves into back-to-back grand finals!
사실 제가 이 젠지를 가장 마지막 멤버로 들어왔었거든요. 근데 제가 이 팀 들어오고 처음 연습을 했을 때 느꼈던 건 정말 제가 지금까지 만나봤던 팀원들 중에 가장 잘 쏘는 팀원들인 것 같다라고 느꼈었어요.
But Genji, they've always
No,
seemed like
the
a different beast
glazing
here
is
in
insane.
2024.
The glazing is
Consistency
insane.
has been unbelievable, and they are on the precipice of their first ever championship.
역시 챔피언이라는 소리를 들으면 페이커 선수가 제일 먼저 생각이 나는 것 같아요. 저희 한국 e스포츠계의 전설이자 이제 발로란트계의 페이커도 좋지만 발로란트의 라키아로 그런 좋은 사람으로 남고 싶습니다.
We gotta stay awake.
Genji will make it in the long run.
Genji, you guys had an easy run for the tournament. But that run ends now.
저희가 이제 상하이의 최종 보스입니다. 재밌게 해보자고요.
欢迎来到无畏契约上海大师赛决赛的现场。Genji TX 历经层层考验和挑战，从瑞士轮一路过关斩将，闯进了总决赛的舞台。
What the fuck
今晚
is this?
战役觉醒，他们将向最终的冠军
Is
奖
there
杯
any subtitle
发起
here? No.
最后的冲击。接下来，就让我们有请进入到决赛的两支战队登场。
Let's
Or this Valorant like beats are crazy though. They have like crazy beats.
是的，在上一次马德里他们是饮恨在了决赛，他们没有能够拿下那个 BO5，而这一次上海大师赛
I know what's gonna happen.
又一次要遭遇 BO5，
GNG
但没有队伍能够阻止他们，
GNG's gonna
他们
choke
离冠军就差
and
最后的
lose.
一场比赛。
Like they're gonna lose the first round, and they're gonna come back on the second round. They're gonna lose the third round and come back in the fourth round, and the fifth round they're gonna choke and lose. Like, that's a crazy name, like Munchkin. Oh my god. Is it meter? What? Okay, relax, man. That was cringe. Wait, that's the trophy. It looks shit.
Team Heretics!
要怎么样的结局才能够配得上这样的开局，这样流光溢彩，这样的高歌猛进？终将是20分，才是所有。
Billy Fishy.
最热烈的掌声给到这一场的胜者，来自于
EMEA 的 Team Heretics。
Is his name supposed to be like pathetic or something? I would say it's Rhymes. Yes, That's a scary man, isn't it? Ooh. I doubt he doesn't do this. This means wolf style. For the Turkic people use this as a wolf style. For a clan, for the clan, you know.
It's the second time this year Genji will have an opportunity to lift a Masters trophy. They let it slip in Madrid, but this time around, all they need to do is to get past Team Heretics, the only team that's ever make a grand final with a sub.
Yeah, exactly. And as we look at the maps, we do not see surprises. Bind is going to go out, especially after the latest adaptations from Team Heretics. And Sunset is somewhere where Genji just does not want to face them. Breeze is going to be the first one in.
This is a really strong first few maps for Genji. Their Breeze has looked incredible with their Astra Yoru composition. Their Ascent, they have also
Genji wins the first round
undefeated thus far
and
in this
loses
tournament.
the
And you
second
also
round
have an Icebox and Lotus where they've shown to be
and wins
competitive.
the next
Let's talk
round
about this Breeze right off
and
the
loses
bat,
the
Josh. I think
second
we all
round
expected it to come up in the
and
first three
then
maps. What do you
they're
think
gonna
of this and who do you
choke
think
on a
is safe?
split.
I think Genji has a strong
And that's a
Breeze,
game
but
over.
I feel like Heretics will come out with a really strong game plan to play against a no Sentinel Breeze. So look for them to like abuse those gaps and see if they can pressure around the map to like have those openings.
Yeah, it's very interesting because Genji has decided to take Heretics to a map where Minibu played the Yoru. They have not played it yet in the tournament, and that adaptation cannot come from one day to another because this is the last day. They have to come in with a new plan. But they knew they were going to be in this exact situation. They knew the Breeze was going to be coming up on today's matchup rather sooner than later. Genji was prepared. I want to know what Heretics has cooked for this one, though.
And there's a lot of options right now on what to play on Breeze. You can still play the the default
Don't
KO
choose your
silver comps that have
best
been around
map.
forever. You can play the variations with this solo.
Just
yard,
ban
or you
your
can go
best
ahead
map,
and steal
okay?
something like the Gen
And
G
then
comp. There's a lot of options,
you-
and I think if they have a strong
You
game
kept
plan,
going
especially like
and
I'm
came
mentioning,
to the like
against that
semi-finals
no
or
Sentinel, no
the
Cypher comp,
finals.
there's a lot of potential
That's
here
when you
for them to
choose
get an
your
upset
best
early
map.
in the series.
And what
Because
people have to remember is, of course,
other
Wood had to
people
move to the Duelist. It's not
might not
something he's ever
know
played
how
before.
you
He
play
has.
that
And looking at the
map,
other plays,
no? Because you
Panitek
kept
was
banning
an
it.
infamous Duelist back on G2. He
that's
was
what I
great
think.
in that role. Reyes can play the Duelist as
teams
well.
like
In fact, I think
Sentinels,
they
they
all
have
can except for
It's just
all
a
the
very
mechanics,
flexible
right?
team. Most
Yeah.
of these guys
But
have played a ton of
problem
different
is
roles
that
throughout their
they
career.
I
keep
don't
choosing their
expect
best
Boom
map
to fill in that role. I
on
think
like
he's the only person I wouldn't. But Josh, if this was you,
like,
your
yeah,
team,
really
and
bad
you knew that you had to play
teams or
Breeze, would you
something.
want to stick to the same
Then,
comp and
because
just move somebody onto that
later
yard
on,
or do something completely different?
everybody
I
else
feel
knows
like I would
what
just
they
put
do
Woot
on this
Jet.
map.
And just
Yeah.
go with the
Predict
single?
Yeah,
everything.
I feel like the rest of the playbook
And
could be
that's why
kind of
you
similar.
lose.
Of course, you don't have the cross
Because
gap TPs, but
you don't have any
you
ace
know,
up
the
your sleeve.
playmaking on Woot just covers that gap.
Woot in the lower finals was absolutely incredible. The amount of first kills, the amount of early engagements he was seeing, the pure confidence that the kid plays with is ridiculous. If he can even bring an iota of that into today,
my goodness.
there's a chance because he's locking that jet.
It's a Sky as well.
I mean, I thought that we were going to see another debut coming from Wood just playing
yeah,
on the
he always
Euro, but you're
forbids
saying
that.
he's sticking to the jab. Panitek is on the Sky, knowing also how comfortable he is with the KO, how much experience he has with the agent. Are you surprised that he goes with the Sky?
I think the approach is that they want to use these little drones and dogs to try to scout out as much info as possible and try to find a way to crack into Gen G's defense.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see how they're going to play this Breeze and send it to the first map of this grand final best of 5. Show some love to your casters for today. It is Doug and Baby Bay.
2 teams remain, and there's only room for one. Legends will be born on this stage behind us, and a sold-out Mercedes-Benz Arena will bear witness. A best of 5, Dre, to decide who's the best in the world. It does not get any better than this.
Gen G have been
this is
given a
Masters,
glimpse of
right?
greatness before, and they fell
This
short.
doesn't really mean
Today,
like you're the
they
best
play
in
up
the
against the
world
contenders
or something
in the
like
arena
Why do you keep
with a
saying
Woot
that?
who has been redefining, reshaping what it means to be a prodigy in the world of Valorant.
All that remains is for the game to start. Blades brandish, shields will shatter as we kick things off on Breeze.
Oh my god, this
Heretics
took so
on the
long,
attacking
finally.
side. An opportunity to completely eradicate memories of Madrid.
You know,
Such a disappointing finish. But now they've gone so far. But the hardest step is yet to come. Benji Fishy trying to pave the way, following the dog, making their way out A. Tagged up by the walls, you see the spam coming through. First bit of blood goes the way of Gen G, and the last of it does
I
too.
mean, as I predicted, it's
Incredible
going
pistol
the
round from
way
the
I
start for Gen
predicted.
G already. Looking poised, looking controlled. Yeah, they gave up all of that A space, but they were not afraid to fight that backside area as a team, as a unit. Lakia just lining up the shots right here. A job well done for the side of Gen G to start things off.
Those are big moments that you want to get on the
someone
board early
cursed
on.
banning.
You know, we often talk about
Today
this.
ban.
It's a marathon.
Chat
It's not
restriction.
a sprint. These are things where your mental will get tested. The depth of your strategy book can potentially get exposed. Texture's the one who's getting tested right now. Plucking Woot out of the sky. And of course, dipping in for a second, perhaps a third. But wisely decides to take a step back.
Keep peeking. Why you stop?
He was an imminent threat already. Not landing every shot he's taking, but just the pressure alone, making Heretics have to slow the round down.
It's enough of a threat. We saw Texture with the Marshall. You see a Guardian for Meteor and Charon as well.
Silent creep up all around the mid area of the map. Once contact gets made in this mid door, that's going to be the key for Boo to creep on up.
And creep into his death. Really no space to be found.
There's not many options right now for the side of Heretics.
Not at all.
Yeah, they have all the mid space. So at least they'll have some info of how Gen G like to play some of these default setups and 3-2s for future anti-ecos. As I say that, a rain of fire.
Hang on now, these classics are not supposed to be winning these gunfights, not at this distance, not against
30 seconds left.
Guardian on the other side.
Yeah, that is true.
Can
That
Heretics
is
convert
true.
on this? Can they already make a mess of the
There's
situation?
all there.
There's a flank.
Player standing.
Hey, GG.
Spike
Rian's
down.
getting
B.
caught, the spike not going to go down. Patek's clap Classic, the only thing standing between Gen G and a second round win. It's a big ask early on. And there's just no way for Patatek to get this. He's not even going to be able to get to the spike in time. He's just looking for anything that he can find, daring, wanting a fight, wanting to die. It wasn't the way he wanted to go, but he will go down. So Gen G get their second.
Salvation for Gen G. That was a nice round from Heretics to do a lot of damage, but even at the end there, the little things that are going to take us the distance, Doug. They give the kill to Lakia there. With that Sheriff now, look at his ultimate. Viewers can't see it yet, but he has 5 ult orbs online. He's only 3 away from that Hunter's Fury. There you go. And an Operator already online for the first gun round of Team Heretics.
He bite Operator. What?
Yeah, flash go out towards elbow. A little bit of
He's
presence
trolling
being.
now. He's trolling.
Rian's making himself known.
Right here.
Oh. Again, these openers from Gen G look so good right now.
Yeah,
Picks everywhere on the map, left and right. That Operator got online too. And yet again, a 5v3.
I didn't expect him to
it's looking to double dip. Benji Fishy posted up on half wall.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Patatek goes down.
GG this round.
This has the potential of being a nightmarish start for Heretics. I mean, to go down flawless in your first gun round.
They keep losing. What happened?
When you imagine that you're playing for a grand final, this is not how you envision it to start.
No aim left, huh?
Nerves can definitely be a factor in high pressure moments like this. And I think that's what we're seeing right now just from the start of Heretics, peeking individually one by one across the map. There was a pick B main on Woot. There's A main from Texture with that Operator. And then as well, just the solo peaks, B main after one after another. Just dropping like flies.
30 seconds left.
And so Benji Fishy now just has to sit by and wait. Hope and pray that the round will come to a conclusion without being detected. And hopefully carry that Vandal into the next round.
But they're on the prowl. They're hunting him. And it's because their economy is going to be flourishing no matter what. Why not?
Yeah, I think he got the
Here comes first contact.
Bloodhounds with nose to the ground trying to hunt him down. Benji Fishy feeling all the pressure. He will get cleaned up. The blood will be drawn. A flawless round as Gen G get their third.
Just dialed in is Gen G right now. Starting off strong as ever. Just a Pixel Meteor. The original member of this roster. He's been a part of the team since 2022. And he opened things up onto Woot of all players.
Yeah, what just happened? I thought I froze. What?
Yeah, to think about how influential Woot has been in getting this team to this point. Oftentimes putting together plays that almost don't look real. They almost look like they're defying the way the game is played. Challenging convention. You expect for if Heretics are going to have a really good shot at this, he's got to be online. Of course, he is the first out onto the site, finding cover in the smoke, and now striking onto Munchkin. But Texture and Meteor again. He's not able to control the spray, though. Benji Fishy lit up. He's the last one standing, and will meet a similar fate.
Luck.
And it was actually a beautiful exec from Team Heretics onto the site. But what was that shot from Texture? He meant to flick Woot, I believe, on the site, ended up taking out somebody else instead. I think it was Rian's with a wall bang.
You take what you can get, right? I mean,
100%.
Take a look at that play one more time.
Look at this. This was ridiculous. Oh my.
Oh, count your lucky stars.
Just obliterated the opposition in Meteor as well. 7-2 right now.
It's an excellent start. A timeout called by Heretics. Down 4 early in this best of 5. Again, a dreadful start to the situation.
And Gen G, they had a hard time in the beginning of this tournament.
Or not?
Coming off to strong starts. It seemed like they would always drop the first map every now and then.
It's gonna be 3-2 series.
But they just went full steam ahead.
Huh? What
with no signs of stopping. They found out what the problem was. They fixed it. And they're vibing right now. For the side of Heretics, I imagine their coach is just telling them, yo, guys, slow and steady wins the race. Take a deep breath. It's not over. Get your bearings.
You got Rian's one away from his ult. Benji Fishy also close by, along with Patatek. So Heretics with help on the way through their ults, but And it's been a dreadful start so far. We'll see how things look on the other side of this timeout.
Jet, fly safe. Will be the second gun round for Heretics. And they need this one bad, Doug. They need this one really bad.
Meteor's getting active already, taking so much space. And then TPing away, feeling a lot of the pressure that's heading B. When you hear the drone come out, you know there's help that's needed. And of course, Meteor arrives on the scene at just the right time.
Just some spam through the smoke, seeing some of the chasers on the other end. But Munchkin, he gets plucked out by that Sova dart.
Where do they go off of this, though? They don't really have space anywhere on the map. Meanwhile, you look at the mini-map, Texture's already taken caves.
He's just going to dial in on this angle, get any type of early info here. You imagine a jump spot coming through from the side of Heretics.
He's going to miss.
Okay, he's swing in. Surely they'll get
he's going to miss now.
Taken out. We're about to find out right now.
Meteor used his ult on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, Patatek, there's the jump spot. A little leg shown. And now they think twice about it. This is a brutal spot for Heretics. They know that the Yoru just ulted on B. They've already gotten picked off on the other side. You know there's an op towards A. Much like we saw in the pistol round, Dre, there's not a lot of safe space here.
30 seconds left.
They are picking the right site, though, Doug, and it's going to be a little faint with the Skydog into A site, but it's not getting the value required, I don't think. There's 3 players of Gen here.
Oh, what's happening?
Lakia with an opportunity to make a massive play. Meanwhile, Texture on the other side, he was overwhelmed, but Meteor again delivers. Woot's left in a 1v2 with 10 seconds left. He's got the spike in hand. He's got to commit to getting it down, though.
They got 5
and with 5 HP, nothing but a sliver,
just jump
nothing but
with classic.
A little bit of spray will take you down. But Woot looking to find some success for Heretics, and he just can't either. A ferocious start for Gen G.
A beautiful round for Gen G. Meteor opening up the entry once more on that B site, just getting a spam kill this time through that Viper orb. And then what do? I mean, you're just stuck. You want to run into Texture's operator. He's going to take you out too. I mean, look at that. It's just the tracers onto Benji Fishy.
And that's not the first time we see him do that either.
What the?
Those little spams through the orb. A main have just been so clean for Meteor. I mean, he's 10-3 right now.
Yeah, he's dominating the server right now.
And we expected Texture to be the guy, right? We talk so much about Texture and how he's going to be the answer to Woot and who's going to be able to challenge this kid. And it's Meteor who's just taking the show. Blades online, op shot rattles off. Doesn't connect. But can Woot find any success with his ult?
We saw how deadly he could be in that last series. That icebox clip is one for the books.
I don't think Gen G are interested in reading it, though. Look at Munchkin again getting active. And again, it's Meteor who capitalizes. More than halfway to his ult again.
Are you kidding me?
It's an unbelievable performance so far from the guy.
So much.
He just had it in the previous round, too.
And another disadvantage for Heretics. They're down 2 members once more, Doug.
Yeah, and they need to find a way to get some sort of success going, get some confidence going. Maybe it's in the hands of Woot, but something to kind of get yourself out of these stumbling blocks that you've slammed into every single round so far. Maybe it's Rian's, but now Texture showing that he can do a bit of his own. The blades come online, and Woot falls. It's just Boo now, and a classic at that distance, excuse me, a Sheriff. Maybe can deal a little bit of damage, but not even that. A 6-0 lead for Gen G. Heretics have already called a timeout.
And knife for knife, Texture, best Woot in that Jet anime duel.
As I expected.
It wasn't too crazy. Texture had the updraft still. Woot didn't have his. But still, moments like that, they sink into your head. Beautiful. Nice control, nice poise from Texture in that backside A. And he's been an absolute menace on A main. Just now, we're seeing him flip the map. He's going to up in B main, get info there. He's now enabled. They're scared of Meteor. The duo in tandem just switching sites, switching positions.
I'd be scared of him too.
Especially with this little off angle he's holding, waiting for anybody to creep on up, walk right into the crosshair. Benji Fishy doesn't want none of that.
Woot just shot an op.
They're just leaving the mid.
Into halls to clear the drone.
Team
so now they know at least they have a better understanding of what's on the other side. Woot wasn't able to find anything going with the blades. Maybe the op will tell a different story.
God, Meteor's just walked all the way down mid as we were talking about all that. So aggressive, the reposition in the mid round.
He's liked to play around this map. Remember a couple of rounds ago, he took this space and then TP'd back B. Now he's got the TP towards A.
Login Halls will get some value, but it's going to be the fight in mid that's going to be the deciding factor in this round, and Boo comes out on top.
Benji Fishy gets the best Munchkin on the other side as well. Heretics putting together a round, and it's about time. They've got plenty of money, but I can't imagine Texture goes for a 1v5 here.
Yeah, this is good.
They're handing over the spike to Boo so he can get the spike down, get the ult online, carry that into the next round.
You know who did something wrong? That was Media.
Success found.
He pushed mid.
And they're in a tough spot right now because you want to hunt. It's a 5v1. But if you drop all your weaponry right now, you're not going to have much left in the tank. You're going to have a scrappy buy, light armors.
You almost can't afford to.
Yeah.
And so maybe they get one, and maybe that's when they decide to cut their losses. But as I say that, it does seem like Heretics are getting a little bit active. You've got the dart that just hit backside from Rien's to make sure that he wasn't there. Benji Fishy's also on the prowl.
They're going for hunting. Huh?
This is risky.
Oh, they're pinging.
When you're down this big, every dollar counts.
They know he's here.
And I don't think Texture knows. It's tough when you have so many angles you have to clear.
Oh, of course he knows.
Guess is it just the right time? So Benji Fishy falls, but Heretics on the board. They got around, and they did so their own way. Right? You think about it, it wasn't really anything crazy. They won their individual fights on different areas across the map. That bodes well.
Yeah, it was a slow and controlled round from them. It was the dog through halls that kind of distracted members of Gen G and allowed everybody else to creep on up forward. Boo in that mid-orb fight, that was his first kill of the round.
On the board now.
So you're 100% correct. The fan favorites, they take the first round for themselves.
Gen G still with the Kozu lead, and Op still in the hands of Texture. Wood has his own.
Still going there.
Way more aggressive this time around is Texture.
But Texture
that
keep
trip will
B.
keep him at bay. And then even if that's cleared, you've got a cam
why is
further
he
up the hall.
keep going B?
And the toggle's right on cue.
And the thing is, Doug, I think Heretics are reading into the fact that Texture has been opting towards this B main area because he hasn't been peeking A main like he has been doing the last, first 5 rounds of the half.
Sure.
So the macro game of Heretics are starting to understand how Gen G are set up, and it's kind of been giving them the advantage, at least in that last round.
On house pushing.
If they decide to go A, they're going to have to reckon with the 2 Astra Stars that are sitting at their feet.
They're also not looking at mid.
But the Seekers invested, the wall goes up, and they've decided this is where they want to dance. This is where they want to try to find some success. Lock in with the Hunter's Fury out. It's going to be traded in kind by Rien's, but they're starting to get the kills they need. They've gotten 2.
Shot, but didn't kill them.
Karen's still trying to dance around the site. Keep a close eye on the minimap. Benji Fishy has gotten all the way up, and he might be able to cause problems. Now going through the door, Texture stuck on the outside. Lands a shot onto Boo.
What?
And now a 2v2 as the spike goes down. That flash is so good.
1 mid though.
Munchkin has to wait.
Wifer can do.
Join the party.
If Wifer kill the Cypher.
He's so weak.
That's
30 HP, no armor.
Round window.
And Heretics in a really nice spot here, digging their heels into the site. But with such little health, what can Gen G do? Munchkin falls. That's the weak one that's left. Does anyone swing the op? Yes, it does, and it doesn't matter. Patatek puts a bullet between his eyes as Heretics get their second.
2 rounds in a row now for Team Heretics. And the deciding factor was the layered utility. Seekers, Dog, Dart comes out. Even the late drone that they still have for Marines at the end there.
And the Solo too.
A lot of different
So much follow-up utility to just smother everybody playing on the actual A site. And then the confidence coming back into the hands of Patatek, swinging into the Oppa Texture, who has been an absolute freak this map so far. Signs of life for Heretics. And now they're reading the map really well. Boo is doing a good job of IGLing. Once more, not hitting the site where the operator is at.
Leave Texture on
A site. It's almost like they can see through the walls. As soon as the op switches back over to A, Heretics a step ahead of it. Decide that they want to take a different look, a different approach.
Okay.
I think a lot of people out there,
and
myself included, get so blinded by the fact that
now someone
Heretics have these shooters, have these stars, that Turkish aim and whatnot.
Okay, they're going back
but they
now.
don't understand the level of macro these guys play at. They actually read the map really well. Their coaching staff does a really good job of prep.
Find some cover Texture. They're looking for you.
And that's info gathered that the op is confirmed at A main. He's not pushed off of that line though.
Oh! He gets dropped by Rians.
I'd love to see that one back.
Yeah.
This round is our.
And again, Heretics finding success early in the round. Another numbers advantage.
Okay, he's
Surely
not
he doesn't take his TP, right? That's a second one he sent down there. The first one was a fake. That's a fake too. That's enough to slow you down and make you think twice about it. But Heretics now wanting to go B. Can they get past Munchkin? The spam is good onto the first and onto the second. Benji Fishy's there on the trade, yes, but it's a 3v3. It's going to be a flank on the other side. By the time he arrives, the round will likely be over.
That shouldn't
get
happen.
in.
That was a
What was that from
unexpected.
Meteor? The run and gun on the first kill. Consolidates his aim, secures the second. He's here to win it all, man.
Careful now.
Oh, Meteor caught by the trip. Benji Fishy showing that he can wield the op as well. But Gen G will get to 7.
14 and 6. A second Yoru ult online and available. Here's that entry. Oh my gosh. Texture didn't even stand a chance, but it was the B anchors, the B setup, that clone following up. And then Meteor pushing all the way through. Smelling blood in the water.
Into the next we go. Op still in the hands of Woot.
Cutting through.
Now they're mid.
Carried
they're
over by
going
Benji
A.
Fishy. Boo has his pit. Maybe they play around that here. That's just so tough when you think about Meteor's ult. It's such a good counter to that.
Oh.
Op train and shot delivered. Oh, he gets a second.
Okay. Gen G win this round.
Dash still on mine. Halfway through. Heretics again have the door slammed in their faces, but Rians continues to
Too
push.
many peaks.
And it's just a freeze to the round now. Everyone grouping up. Bomb is alone in halls. But he's going to be met by the force of Lakia. Does he wait for his teammates to come up mid-door?
He's quietly put together a really nice map so far.
Oh, hell
Rian's
no.
getting close line on the other side. Boo not allowed to get into the site as the door gets toggled once more. They have found some passage out, but they still haven't gotten the main objective down. That's a big swing out from Boo as Lakia falls. Can he find anything else?
dead.
He pushes around. What a shot from Karon. Another
Oh,
3
God.
for him as Gen G gets 8.
He didn't
Finessing
die.
around backside A.
Yeah.
Protecting his teammate who was stuck stairs. There was the distraction again for Gen G. They make you look at so many different angles as you're entering into these sites.
Bro.
And this mid, in the
That's
beginning,
a
Meteor got
professional player.
contact from the
How
tunnel,
they
sent the
going
clone
crazy
up,
right now.
while Texture was holding his elbow the entire time.
Yeah.
And at the end here,
I'm only
Karon,
diamond though.
the spray control,
I'm hard stuck diamond.
looking so good.
We haven't talked about him a ton, but he's putting up a really nice performance as well. Everyone on the side of Gen G is delivering,
please
and that's
stop.
what leads to this 8-2
Thank
score.
you.
That's what leads to Heretics calling their second time out of the map in round 11.
And keep in mind, this isn't a map that Heretics play often.
This round gonna lose
And when they
anyway.
do, I mean, I think it's, what, like a Neon or Yoru comp that they normally run, but they have to go for the Jet here because they have Woot, who has been, I mean, absolutely astonishing this entire tournament. He's first in almost every single stat for Duelist in his role. So I don't blame him for going on to this Jet pick. But the Sky, it's not getting as much value as I'm sure Heretics thought it would get going into this matchup, going into this series. Keep in mind, it is only the first half. Maybe they got some things cooked up on the defensive side.
Gen G 3 over
Gen G
Heretics.
3 though.
It's one of the
Serious
few
right now.
in the crowd who are
Serious
pulling
right
for them. But I mean, that guy might be right. The way it looks so far, Gen G look incredible. I think
Heretics can
we've
win
got to
2
mention though,
rounds.
it's not about how you start; it's
They
about
can
how you
come back.
finish. 12 and 4 for Texture. The op still online. Currently posted up A. This Molly, as soon as Munchkin can get some contact, does such a good job of delaying.
Yeah, it's just to deny any rush off the barrier. That allows time for that Yoru TP to go all the way in the back of B side. So if they do actually commit, he can be there. There can be a third member there. As all that's happening, Lakia gets info on Benji Fishy and Halls. A triple shock dart bounce. That's not something you see every day.
No, I thought that thing was going to soar right past him.
He's got the angles down, the geometry.
Yeah.
Heretics quietly leaning towards A. Remember, Texture has his op. And it's looking
One
that
down.
way.
Another flash.
Opportunity for him to strike into the hearts of Heretics once more.
Someone needs to break his dart.
Quick step back. Fox the dash. The flash through. Meanwhile, Boo's the one that falls. Texture gets the best of Woot again. He's had his number the entire time.
Down A.
Gen.G are obliterating Heretics on this half.
And the setups, they're just shining so bright right now for Gen.G. A smoke comes out in main off the dog. There's a suck to follow up. Nobody from Heretics can come out and support Woot, who just dashed onto site. There's a dart behind them as well that allows everybody backside to just get some free kills. I mean, it's just too hard to entry against a comp like this. You have to try to bait out some of this Astra utility early on. Maybe catch him on a cooldown. Maybe catch him so he doesn't have that suck available or the stun.
You baited him.
Just like that, Meteor is slowly Texture is slowly creeping up to Meteor's score. 16 kills for Meteor, 14 for Texture. But it's all gonna rely on the controllers on this B site. Meteor is here to support.
Munchkin has gotten so much value here as well. I mean, forget about the dastardly duo of Meteor and Texture. Look at the value that Munchkin can provide, that Karen can provide. Another kill found. Patatek and Boo have to try to make something of this.
One enemy
But they've got them cornered. They've got them surrounded.
Down, B.
They know where they are. They're on the hunt. Gen.G get to 10.
Firing from all cylinders is Gen.G. Every single member pulling their part, doing their part in this. It was up to the controllers here, the double anchor. Meteor TP'd in. He didn't even have to.
Yeah, he didn't have to do much there.
Karon.
You know, a player that we talk about a lot. You think about his history and you think about his story so much as Locky.
Bro, I want to see some trash talk, man. This is boring.
We've actually got an Omen player moment standing by as we get to pick his brain a little bit right now.
This is boring. I want to see some trash talk.
I'm from Gen.G Esports, 라키야. G2가 로터스를 굉장히 좋아하는 맵인 걸 알고 있었고, 그리고 굉장히 좋은 전적이 있었던 맵이었기 때문에 픽을 했었던 것 같고요. 저희는 예상을 했었고, 저희의 이제 로터스를 다시 제대로 보여줬던 차례가 됐었던 것 같습니다. G2 전에 상대가 매우 따라오는 게 힘들었었는데 이번에는 그런 일이 없도록 저희가 더 신경 써서 잘하고
Keep in mind, I'm not Korean, guys. I'm not from Korea.
It would seem as G2 look to keep themselves in this half. Munchkin finding 2 quick kills, however. Suddenly starts answering back. Still 2 rifles in play. Wide swing out. Taken down. Munchkin finds one. Hunter's Fury out. Icy. The tap on. Munchkin on the swing. Bails them out.
테르틱이 현재 제 기준에서는 결승에 올라올 것 같은 팀 중 하나고요. 선수들이 굉장히 잘한다고 느끼고 있고, 그리고 저희랑 아직 붙어보지 않았으니까 결승에서 한번 좋은 경기 펼쳤으면 좋겠습니다. 많은 유럽, NA 그리고 중국까지 이제 많은 지역들을 만나게 됐는데 그런 상대들로 이제 이겨서 결승에 진출해서 매우 기쁜 것 같고, 결승전도 이제 잘 준비해서 해야 될 것 같습니다.
Bruh. Let me tell you guys, on my pick him, Team Heretics lost the first 2 rounds.
A tumultuous journey he's been on. And again, we mentioned in the first half, Dre, he's quietly putting together a very impressive game. He mentioned in the interview
for some reason,
he
now
just wants
they're
to have a good
in the
game
grand finals.
And Locky, my brother, you're good. So a 10-2 half for Gen.G. What a start.
Yeah, the toughness of Gen.G. throughout this entire tournament, throughout even the stage that they had. I mean, it was tough getting in. They started off, I think, the season with only one win. They were 1-3. They brought it back. Time to jump. Made it all the way here to Shanghai, and now this is the half that they just seem to just own teams on. This is where they thrive on this attacking side of Breeze. Munchkin calls such a good game here with this Astra.
If they
see them deny a lot of info in mid.
They can maybe come back if they win this round.
In the mid round,
I mean,
usually.
Team Heretics.
Sure.
And slow starts like this, always. This is the bread and butter for them.
Yeah, Patatek invested the dog at the beginning of the round, spotted where Karen was. And it seems like Gen.G want to lean back into it anyway, knowing that They've been spotted on some of the presents. I love this call. You make the Viper wall go up A. It suggests a split going through double doors. He might even put his body on the line to sell the damn thing. Benji Fishy falls, but look at where the spike is. Look at where the rest of Gen G are. All attention turning towards B. They're going to waltz in, and Munchkin might win the round by himself on the other side. 3 kills found. He's a man on a mission.
No one can connect on him. He's like Neo.
Here.
Who's Neo?
And now he just holds bottom mid by himself. I mean, you're right. He 100% won the round by himself, but either way, the macro game went in favor of Gen G this entire round. What can Boo and Reams do to consolidate, do anything? But Munchkin with 4, the IGL.
GG. Oh my
Not able to deliver on the ace. What a gift that would have been, but Lakia cleans it up. Gen G get to 11. Heretics not finding really anything
one
else
shot
on
away
the
from
second
ace.
half either.
That was so
The slowest of starts for Team Heretics. I mean, their aim isn't even there right now. They need to just start getting any type of rounds they can. Any type of gun duels. I mean, Munchkin, he should be dying here for sure. But good on him with the movement that he had. The little left and rights with the Sheriff. It could be so powerful. I mean, 2 body shots. He gets a headshot there through the wall. But either way, Munchkin set that round up perfectly.
He really did. The call was exceptional. The execution was somehow even sweeter. You gotta go back to the tail of the tape as we put together this beautiful story of Texture up against Wood, and what a clash that would be. Wood is currently sitting at 4 and 12 or something like that. Meanwhile, Texture and Meteor, we've sung the praises so many times.
Other Wi-Fi. It's big.
The song has got to be like a leaky faucet in the minds of Heretics. But they might be able to close this thing. At least this round. They've got
the heck
created
the
a
other
numbers
guys
advantage.
dead?
Lucky and Meteor, the only 2 alive. They've dealt with 1 of this 2-headed beast in Texture, but Meteor still healthy. Now taking some damage. Feeling a lot of the pressure. He will get cleaned up by Woot. Leaving Lucky alone. A Guardian with 20 HP. That's way too big of an ask.
Wait, actually, they won the bonds round, isn't it?
For Team Heretics.
Bonds round.
Gen G, they did a good job early on using the drone, getting the info on a site. But Rians, he opened it up for his team. That Sheriff headshot right off the rip.
I don't like that.
That allows Woot to come in with that Marshall, just get a bunch of tags on players, make it actually a fair fight for players that are using the Sheriff. All of a sudden, all you need to do is get a body shot.
Shut down. Hit a couple there.
Yeah. That was a nice one.
It's big for Woot. That's big for Heretics.
We actually got this.
Yeah, you actually got this.
The vibes are still good, so if you're a Heretics fan out there, which I'm sure there are many and plenty, it's not too dim, not too gloom. Maybe they can yet sing a song.
What is that?
It's the same dog we saw from the previous round.
Disaster gonna die.
This time a little bit of a jump spot.
He didn't die.
Has to be really careful about trying to get out now. You know he's gonna have to do that 2 or 3 times, and then still not really feeling safe about it.
As all this is happening, there's been a complete walk down through middle.
Okay. One.
Munchkin can't settle the shots with the Sheriff.
Decent damage done. So a little worse for wear.
Kill the Cypher.
It's 3-2-1 an elbow. Doesn't get much info. Benji just missing the timing. Maybe for good reason.
What?
But Meteor's giving a good reason for Gen G to potentially steal this round away.
How did he get a kill?
Tag on the exchange though. Oh, he's tagged him. I wonder if he can hit the spam. No. Camera spotting 2, spotting 3. Utility cleared, but space gained from Gen G.
Spike planted.
And these are the scary moments when Gen G gets onto this B site and Texture has this Guardian. He can really activate.
They're down in numbers, they're down in weapons, but this is winnable. It's going to be big on Heretics to execute.
Why did he move, man?
Other one traded back.
He stood behind that box.
Oh, this is big. A flash in the face. Texture can't respond back. Lakia with the ghost spots the second, but can't deliver the shots. So Heretics will find their 4th. They're continuing to stick around.
Yeah, making it costly for Team Heretics. And Gen G, they're very comfortable doing these anti-eco slow rounds where they like to feel out the map, and it's all because it paints a better picture for Munchkin later on in the half. You're going to see him pull out all the stops in a match like this. This is it. This is the final. They want to take this first map win. get the momentum in their favor completely. And the best way to do that is completely decimating your opponent on your map pick.
You saw Woot get a little bit active, get online. This last couple of rounds, couple nice shots with the Marshall. Now with the op.
Here.
Now trained A.
Here.
And of course, that's where Genji's headed. A 4-1 approach, it looks like. That flash through. They normally invest a dart with this.
Next.
Yoruwalt.
That's better than any dart you could possibly ask for, because who can find a
Did he
timing?
see?
Because he saw through. Oh, has to dash away. I thought he was going to try to land the shots. Almost gets punished for the high ground. He tries taking. Meteor so far up here.
He's so lucky.
What can Rians do?
He should have died there.
Playing close by as Patatek has fallen. You've got Boo has joined. But they've gotten the spike down, and as you mentioned in the previous round, this is where Gen.G are successful. This is where they're at their best. Spam through the smoke.
Oh my.
Boo falls as well.
He's like, when you stop and shoot, that's
Benji,
when your
Fishy,
aim
Woot
resets, right?
Have
He's
to
so
force
good at
back
that.
to try to get this 2v5. But again, an impossible situation. So many things to consider, so many targets to find. Just too many. Gen.G map point.
Meteor is an absolute animal right now, Doug. Running and gunning, taking every timing he knows he can take. Off of the drone here. Didn't even need to see him. He heard the audio cue, the sidestep. Takes his time on it all. 3 on the round, and
bro, this Meteor guy
honestly,
is
Karon, he was the one that opened up that entire round. He killed the rotated Patatek in mid. While all that commotion was going on at A main, that Yoruwalt getting all this info. Karon cut off the rotations. No cavalry could be arrived.
Lakia has this ult, Munchkin's close to his. Those two alone, I mean, those two can secure the map.
Yeah. This drone will get the info onto Woot as well to secure that orb. If they want, they're a little wary though, for good reason. They know they have gun advantage into this round.
Why does nobody
Heretics have to
go
force
mid?
up whatever they can in these close range
Is
fights.
going mid bad?
That's where the main problem could lead.
Bro,
So a drone was used from the side of Rians into mid. Didn't really get any type of info.
I always go mid.
Gen.G are
Like,
more than
outlaw.
willing to just wait for all the utility of Heretics to be thrown.
I mean, but I guess
Another
that's
flash used,
that's
not
why
getting
I
any
keep
info.
losing
Patatek
this
having to
match.
check it with his face. He's gonna get plenty of
I
idea
should
of what's
have
on the other side.
I shouldn't go mid.
But you see them on the minimap, they're starting to creep in. The walls, the corners are starting to shut, but Patatek kicks the damn wall down. Rians gets in on it as well. Another round the way of Heretics, but is it too late? I mean, is it too far gone?
Can't help but feel like it is, Doug, but good work from Patatek slashing down the two players in A main with that stinger. I talked about how close quarter combat can favor that gun. And he played it to near perfection. Look at this replay right here. I mean,
You know,
that's more than ideal
that's just
when
a
you're
luck.
running that gun.
That's a luck.
You gotta settle it just enough, and he did that.
So satisfying when it hits like that.
Patatek close to his ult. It's a big one too, as you think about how Gen.G like to play at the beginning of these rounds. Any info that you can gather is valuable.
Decoy. It's a faster approach from Gen.G. They've been sitting back for quite a bit of rounds. Meteor, I mean, he's so disrespectful right now, and I don't blame him.
Look at Woot. Oh, look at Woot. He tried doing the same thing. Both Sovas almost caught in their utility, but Locky is the one that falls. And now the Seekers on the swing. Karon not able to get much more. There's no room for Meteor to get back to the spike.
That's it. Aggression from both ends, but Heretics come out on top. Patatek the deciding factor. Yeah, he team flashed Woot right there. But he at least secured the follow-up kill. Poor Woot, he was like, I had him, bro. Either way, that second shot, oh my goodness. That's the Woot we know. And suddenly Gen.G calling their first time out.
Ah, come on. What the?
Coach has some words to say. Maybe using their ults to combo it, just get onto the site, get that Viper's Pit online. And they have so many that are going to be going into this next round.
Heretics are putting quite a run into this in the closing moments of the map, or what you would think would be the closing moments of the map. They seemed like they were dead. I mean, they seemed like they were done. But Rians has been such a good spark for this squad. And of course, with Woot getting active as well.
Yeah.
With Woot coming online, there's always calls for hope.
And when you win the eco round like that, I mean, it's a round that you have no business winning. And you steal it away, it gives you the confidence to now build up your own economy. All of a sudden, Gen G has scrappy buys every other round because it's just disaster when you invest so many guns into the round like that and you lose it. So although we were on a timeout, it's going to be a little bit of a scrappy buy. Yeah. I imagine the main strat for that timeout is going to be going into the following gun round. But a hero rifle buy this round for Texture because he has the knives available next round.
Amalgam of a buy. Patrick flashes the guard over the top. They've been caught once more. Oh, but it seems like they're happy to take that fight, happy to get caught with them. Now the drone over the top from Lakia. Patek still trying to hold the line with Rians over his shoulder. Now you're going to have to deal with that again. An opportunistic swing up from Patek, and he pays for it with his life. Now the Hunter's Fury. Rians will fall to Boo and Benji Fishy left alive to try to convert this, and Boo's making a run at it. They've invested the neural theft. They've gotten info. They've gotten the pit out, and they're going to rotate away.
Okay, if he has a shotgun. Oh, he doesn't.
And just Munchkin staying right here. Heretics have to keep one player there. That's why you see Boo just stuck. Like he's in mud. And now a late lurk that can be a thorn in the side of Heretics. Benji Fishy, he's wrapping around himself.
I can see like two.
He might catch
traps.
a timing here. All this utility is still up, but
are they not destroying?
It seems like they've managed to navigate the landmines and get to the other side. So Boo and Benji Fishy with a borderline impossible task put in their laps. But they're so weak. There's got to be a really nice timing up for Munchkin. What in the world? How did Benji Fishy hit that?
No way.
Boo's going to have to 1v2 here. He's got a Phantom in hand, but time is so short. He's got to go, and he's got to go now. One away from the pit, spots the first, understands where the second is, but he can't drop either. Breeze goes the way of Gen G. Yeah, Heretics put up a fight. Yeah, they made it interesting at the end, but Gen G able to slam the door, able to keep the lead in this best of 5. Icebox on the other side of this. We'll see you guys there.
Ah, my God, I'm so hungry. I am really hungry. What kind of completion is that? A completion of someone screaming, yes, yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna go really quick to the shop. Listen, you guys just keep watching.
Not sure what sensitivity you perform best with? Are you constantly changing your sensitivity because you're missing? Introducing the Universal Sensitivity Finder in AIM Labs. Get real-time sensitivity recommendations. Keep track of the sensitivities you perform best with, then bring it into your next ranked game and dominate. Now available in AIM Labs Plus.
Solo of Genji and Jen to help with some translation. Solo, congratulations on that first map. Now, I wanted to know, there's a lot of talk about the mental preparation of Genji coming into this grand finals. How has the mentality of the team changed?
감독님, 이번 대회 때 특히나 멘탈적인 부분을 많이 강조하셨는데 감독님 보시기에 선수들의 멘탈적인 부분이 훨씬 더 강해진 것 같나요?
사실 저희가 그 부분에 있어서 얘기를 많이 하다 보니까 그러니까 얘기를 많이 하다 보니까 확실히 좀 더 생각 나가는 것 같고 더 강해지게 된 것 같아요. 네.
It's something that we constantly talk about and put a lot of time into. We're very conscious about having a strong mentality, being able to reset our mentality. So because of that, I think we're very aware of the mental state that we're in and also have a strong mentality.
Thank you very much for your time. Let's see if Genji can manage to close out Icebox this time.
What just happened?
It's strong mentality and also a strong start here for Genji in the grand finals. I'm Yingsun right back here once again with Josh RT, Kakuka and Mimi. We don't see Genji winning the first map all that often, so perhaps the work they've been putting into there, getting a better even mentality has really paid off.
But this is what we expected, at least from my side on Breeze, right? Like especially that first half, they knew everything to a T. The rotations were very quick coming in from Meteor, and maybe Heretics was just not really prepared to play against this composition and this map in general.
I'm glad you mentioned Meteor because here he is in the Verizon high-speed moment for the day. Mimi, he was getting so many first kills as well.
Yeah, Meteor has always been pretty incredible on the defensive side on this map, and in others when he's playing the Killjoy too. I was super impressed with how Genji was playing around these constant B execs that Team Heretics was pulling out. I think they do a great job of finding that gap in the execute and even going for like really surprising forward plays like Meteor does in this round to get an advantage even when that B side is the weaker side, which I feel like makes them pretty tough to play against, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, but Heretics ran into a brick wall of like a really strong two-man site hold, and their rotation would come in just to affect the play a little bit, and that's the story of their defense.
Yeah, and it's a map that, I mean, a lot of us thought that Genji would take, but fortunately for Heretics, Icebox is up next. Before we jump into that map, let's take a look at the AIM Lab shoot-around. Here is Wood. Didn't really quite come online just yet, but plenty of opportunities for him to do so as we head on to Icebox.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I think that Icebox is a map where he feels extremely comfortable. Yes, to me, probably for them, this was just a little bit of a warm-up. It's something that they knew would happen, and they didn't expect much because of the preparation, but an Icebox, it has to be something different, right? I also think that the perspective in which the teams look at the map is a bit different. Heretics just loves to play for that retake. On the other side, we have a Genji that will go to that early aggression, a little bit to what we have been seeing on Breeze, right? Because actually, it was the fact that Heretics could not get the spike down, one of the reasons why they were able to get so many rounds.
Well, we heard from Coach Solo already, so let's hear what Coach Neil Zenio had to say ahead of Icebox.
I'm here right now with Neil Zenio of Team Heretics. Neil Zenio, I'm really curious, what do you think went wrong in that first map, and how are you going to ensure it doesn't carry over to the next one?
I think for me it's quite simple. We haven't had that many reps on the map, especially with this roster. That definitely played a part in it, but for me and what we spoke about in there was like our fundamentals just kind of went out the window. We got lost in the occasion, I think, a little bit, and we just didn't do the basics right. We weren't communicating, we were taking 1v1 fights everywhere around the map. And I think in the end, we started waking up a little bit, but it was just too little too late. So we just calmed down, we reset, and now it's our map. So this is it, like it's make or break. We need to get back into the game, and that's what the boys are going to do.
All right, excited to see it. Let's see if Team Heretics can make a comeback.
I mean, you've heard the man. They just haven't had that many reps on Breeze. But Josh, you faced Heretics a few times. You've seen their Icebox. What do you think they need to do to bring this series back?
I think they have to enable Woot a little bit. Icebox is a very strong jet map, but also for texture too. I think the main things you have to look out for is actually their initiator differences here. I believe they're running against a Gecko KO, and they have a Sova on their side. I would pay attention to how Genji is making their opens to see if texture gets a pick, or Woot is able to find the gaps in their utility to see if he can get a pick, okay?
Yeah. I think also for Genji, when they're starting on this defensive side, something that they do really well is kind of proactive defense, setting Texture up for a lot of these forward fights, especially towards A and B main. They'll wait for that first cycle of Util, say that Silver Drone to come out and find these really good timings to re-clear with that double flash combo and Texture going forward. Team Heretics is going to have to be ready for that.
My eyes go directly into Lakia. He had a brilliant icebox last time that we saw them play it, but we know the Heretics. This is a map that they've been very comfortable, played it throughout the tournament 4 times. They've won every single one of them, even though some of them even went to overtime.
I think Genji's style is like very much a flood defense, but also like I said, they'll find those double flash moments to try to catch you off guard. I just want to see how Heretics was able to deal with this.
Well, as you have heard it from Neil, this is it, do or die. If they don't win it here, Doug and Baby Bay, they're going to be 2-0 down in this very important grand final.
And what a dreadful nightmare that would be, but I think Kukuka set the stage for what should be a much more competitive map. Heretics have played Icebox so many times this tournament, and they have found success every step of the way. So yes, Breeze was a slaughter, and the score does not reflect how bad of a beating that was, but there was a little bit at the end there to cause some sort of excitement, and I think it all falls down on Woot. He took over the last time he played Icebox. He's got to deliver again.
Yeah, he's got that iconic clip that I mentioned earlier in the series on this map with the Jet. And he does a really good job of being able to finesse around these chokes and get a lot of things done, especially on the attacking side when he entries in, especially towards yellow.
Oh, he's getting active again, trying to get ahead of things.
No shot.
But Woot's the one who walks away with 2.
Speak of the devil.
That's as good a start as you could ask for. It seemed like Gen G wanted to stop the momentum before Heretics could get to a fever pitch, to get to a swelling point. And of course, it's Woot who's able to cash in.
Proactivity punished, and that's a good sign for Heretics going into this Icebox map, because if you're already denying Gen G that early aggression, it's going to make them play a little differently. And when you take players off of their game, I mean, that's when mistakes are made. That's when you have an opportunity to maximize on those mistakes.
No, okay, why are you rotating? Okay, okay.
You can tell for Gen G there, the objective was not just necessarily to win the pistol, but it was to make a statement.
That was a good
because
read.
Breeze wasn't enough, but well handled by Heretics. Now they're going to flip the map, head back A, undetected by the turret. They've got one of their own. Benji Fishy's posted his up, but Karen's on the prowl.
Is he going to smoke it off? I don't think he has a smoke available to do so.
Yeah.
But that knife landing, that opens up the window of opportunity for the flank.
He didn't
not go for it, though.
He didn't flank it,
to go back mid and try to approach things from a more conventional manner. Meteor trying to post up site. The dart is cleared. Woot is dead. A little bit more found for Meteor, and Munchkin getting in on it, but Boo responds with 2. Karen, who was the late flank, converts for Gen G.
Meteor once more, the anchor that you could wish for. That molly, I mean, it cooked Woot up. Guy couldn't do anything. Yeah, he got the first 2 entries into the round, but when he dashed on his site, that Viper Wall decays you enough to let this molly get so much value. I mean, he had no chance to even swing. And then the second on top of it.
Last player standing.
Getting away with bloody murder. Karen so steady at the end there to secure the pistol round win, and that looked like it was all signs leading towards a Heretics win.
No, I was just in the start, like there's gas station start.
I love the pace that Gen G are playing this so far.
In the Ireland or Europe, you can just
they got punished on the pistol. When you secure a round like that,
and you have to get back inside the shop to pay for it. What if
they're reading into
you just left after filling your tank? What if you just left instead of like getting back into the store and paying it?
For Gen G, but now sitting on the sideline, forced to watch, forced to wait. Textures
Nobody
on the
knows.
swing. The Marshall gets 2.
Unless there's like a camera.
But it's Meteor who takes one away. The spike hits the ground. Patatek and Riens will have to force this thing back, and they've gotten into a 2v2, but with Sheriff. So they're converting on this. Can Texture snatch this thing back? Can he avoid catastrophe early on? He's gotten one.
Does he have arms?
With the dart,
no.
they know where he is.
He's one shot.
On the swing into the Marshall connects the shots.
Yeah.
The Red Bull clutch in the 4K for Texture.
Texture on fire with that Marshall. He'll upgrade to a Guardian on top of it.
Now he's gonna buy up.
What shots?
Watch it.
That's exactly what you want as a Jet player when you're playing Icebox. You just keep going for broke, hit the flicks. When you're this close range with that Marshall, you can just opt to no scope. He only had one in the chamber there at the end, but He was so confident in that shot, in his abilities.
Breeze, icebox, it does not matter. It's all the same. Texture will not be denied. And again, getting active. Again, looking to make a statement. Has to dash away with 25 HP. Thinks twice about the reaggress. I think part of the play was getting him involved there. Munchkin getting spotted by the drone. Has to give the space back. And Texture on the swing.
Actually, insane.
I mean, he's a madman. He's 25 HP doing that. He's stuck around for so long to support his teammate in Nest. And all of a sudden, a rifle swap. Now Munchkin, he has full HP. He's able to have that M4. Phantom.
These pugnacious protocols from Gen G at the beginning of the round have been so smothering for Heretics. But yes, they're down in numbers. They have such a strong weapon advantage here, though. It's just a Phantom, it's just a Guardian on the side of the defense, like you were saying.
I mean, Karn is not bad player, but
no way.
He just doesn't really shine.
You're absolutely right, but Locky filling
I don't see him killing that first person
You're
at
not
the same
expecting
time.
a second there. Crispy from Karan.
But he does get a kill. Good IGL though.
Locky might be able to cause a lot more problems if the timing is right. Got a little bit of utility, but it does not look like it. Logo checked. It does not look like Logo detected as Rians falls. Committing to the plan now.
Bro, this is a bonus round.
Yeah,
they're losing
he hit
actually.
another. Turns away the flash. He's getting spammed. Getting peppered. There's no way for Boo to go. Another round stolen away by Gen G.
Doug, we are seeing
really bad round.
a Gen G that
They
is
lost the buy
so
round.
online and ready for this. They want it so bad. Karan there, getting the trade in market. And oh, this was that first kill. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Insta. The follow-up, Meteor, protecting the back and forth, and then
one enemy remaining.
Just no chance for Patatek there.
There hasn't really been a chance for Heretics at all. Down 0-3 early. His spy's not great. You've got a hero.
What if actually it's 3-0?
And a couple of Stingers and Sheriffs
That would
around
be
it.
fucked.
Do they try to go aggressive again? Do Gen G try to set the line of scrimmage a little bit further up? Of course they will. See the flashes, see the darts. 410 is theirs.
They're just staying here. They do not care whatsoever.
He's expecting the swing, procs the dash.
Wow.
And meanwhile, Karan over the top, getting the best of Woot. That was the hero rifle. That was supposed to be the firework in the round. Look at Texture's timing on the swing. And Lakia as well. Rian's able to get a little bit of something going on here, though. And they're all hunting. They all know he's there. Lakia is messing with him.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
They are different right now. This is a different Gen G. We haven't seen this at all this tournament. They're running it down. Lakia jump swinging for his entire team. All 4 members are on top of the bomb right now, and Boo. He's gonna be left to his devices, but he really doesn't have much to work with here.
No, not at all. Still deals a little bit of damage onto Munchkin, but it's traded back. That Phantom is just getting the best of him. They didn't have the weaponry there. They didn't have the positioning. And honestly, given how Gen G have played this, given how Texture just continues to answer the call for Gen G, I don't know that the weapons would have necessarily mattered.
You're right, and the devs talked about it, that double flash re-clear setup that they do. This time it's not off the barrier. They feint that they're pushing all the way up. That causes a reaction from a drone to come out. The knife gets a couple tags, now we double flash. And it's just so hard to deal with because you can't turn. I mean, if you turn the KO flash, the Gecko flash is hitting you and vice versa. So it's just, it can be so difficult if you're caught in the open like that. And more aggression. Texture is so aggressive this series.
Oh,
wow.
12 HP left, but Blue was able to stand strong.
Actually big.
That was so close.
A little bit of the aggression punish.
But why they keep going B though?
Question is, how did Gen G respond on that? Where do they play elsewhere on the map? Meteor's gonna fall B, so they have now found success on both sides. Lakia, the one close by, you hear the orb was picked up. And now utility out. The flash over the top, the dart is there. Lakia able to stay covered behind the wall.
Oh,
You're not able to hide from that. You're not able to run from it. How much more can they do? They've gotten the spike down, but Munchkin and Karen are so outnumbered right now. Stamina connecting Munchkin.
Almost dead.
Manages to get away.
And yeah, they're just going to go back,
They're
trying to
gonna
save that operator that got taken down early on for Texture in the next round.
Yeah.
Their economy is good, though, so maybe you'll see Munchkin try to go for a couple exits, get closer to that ultor, but then if you look at the ult economy on the other side, I mean, he might not want to die at all because you might be feeding a KO ult, you might be feeding a Sova ult.
Yeah, you don't want to give those away.
Oh, he missed the jump for the up.
Bro, sometimes
I think he should be able to
actually this rope is
snag that
weird.
one.
Like, sometimes I miss,
You gotta hurry.
sometimes I hit.
Don't miss! Oh, he makes it.
Second time's a charm. He's able to grab the op.
Tell you what, he can't be doing that on the new map, Doug. Might fall to his death.
Take a look at that play one more time. Again, the aggression from Texture has caused so many problems for Heretics, but Boo, a really nice spot to respond there.
Yeah, a good round for Heretics. Spam through the smoke from Boo. Kinda just secured it. No retake being able to be made for Gen G. Nothing to worry about if you're Gen G, though. Your economy's still flourishing.
And the aggression continues to come. So bold, so disrespectful. Refusing to let Heretics find any traction.
And you don't expect the same peak twice. I mean, he got punished the last round. Why is he going for it again? That's what Heretics are thinking.
Because it's Texture. Munchkin getting overwhelmed there.
A little over-eager on that one.
Yeah, that aggression starting to punch them a little bit.
Targets destroyed.
And I think if there's going to be a way back into this map for Heretics, it has to be off of those things. They have to find a way to punch back.
Yeah, you have to punish.
Things slow down here for Heretics. They've lost Woot. They've lost their star. They've lost their go. A counter on the Thrash and a counter on the Boo again. Benji Fishy getting involved. Meteor's going to join the party late. One away from his ult. Spotting pad attack, not able to land the shots, not able to find lethality. But with Forest surrounding the site, Forest surrounding the spike. Meteor, no room is safe.
And this is a textbook play from Patatek specifically. When enemy teams have Thrash online, he'll use that KO ultimate to counteract it. This was that opening blow onto Woot. Really nice shot. But when he gets this kill onto Munchkin, it secures him that KO ult, denies the info being gathered from Lakia,
yeah.
And then they're able to just overwhelm everybody on the site.
Nice. Nice. I'm just joking, guys. I'm just
Again, Heretics finding a little bit of success, and it's much earlier in the schedule compared to what we saw on Breeze. It's a little while before there was any cause for hope. But now Heretics injecting a little bit of space into the situation. Starting to get a bully and starting to invest utility to keep that aggression back from Texture, who's sitting on the opposite side of the map right now. The lockdown used. Heretics now have a question they have to answer, and they don't have a ton of time to answer. Do you choose to fight? Do you try to clear it, or do you take a step back?
What the fuck?
And if you go the other way, which Gen G, that's what they want you to do, you're gonna run into Texture, but the double back from Heretics, it's a smart play so far from them. KO Dagger back and online. Munchkin will get the info. Tag onto 3 members of Heretics. The time is running down a little bit low here, Doug.
With 50 seconds left, I think a couple of options they can consider. Do they stay here? Do they try to flip? Yeah, there's a good chance there's an op on the other side, but the persistence might be a factor. He's invested in, and Lakia has a meal of it, but Heretics is there to respond. The lockdown will go off. Texture will show up, but he will be late. With op in hand and blades, in case he decides to invest, in case he decides to go for a play. They just don't have the same financial luxury they did before.
Yeah, and Heretics in these post-plant scenarios, they play it very disciplined. That's how they've been winning a lot of the matches they've done. Part of the fundamentals, part of that macro gameplay that I was talking about. And that's why you see Texture not even going for it. Had Heretics maybe pushed up a little bit and he got a kill, maybe that could be a window of opportunity. Pop those knives, go in. But they're not giving him anything.
Yeah, that 1v2 feels much easier to try to navigate.
Yeah.
Has
And
it
it's a
been
big
like 30
contrast
minutes
from the start of
already?
this match so far, Doug.
Why is it so slow?
Heretics, they were getting punished by that aggression from Gen G. Now, they've slowed it down. They figured it out.
This game doesn't like
weather the storm of all the
progress.
utility and the swings on A side.
It's like too
And all of a sudden, like that, we're within
Keep
one
fast.
round.
I think a lot of it has been them fighting fire with fire. I mean, Lakia could have.
He had such a good opportunity there to honestly secure the round. Yep. But sometimes the bullets, they just don't go
Meteor.
the right way.
If only Meteor got a kill there, that would be Gen G
I
win.
mean, the roller coaster of emotions that this arena just went through was ridiculous. A timeout called from Gen G, 1 round separating these two. The aggression that they were throwing into the face of Heretics round after round to kick off Icebox, you're right, has been a little bit weathered. They took it on the chin a couple of times, but now able to respond back, to stand strong, stalwart in their approach. And a lot of it has been, Dre, off of the utility that they're investing in kind. All of the darts and the drones to set up texture are now being responded by Rians doing a bit of his own, of Pat Attack getting some of that early info with his util.
And I'm so impressed with Heretics when they use the drone late, because they understand that Munchkin has been using that knife early on at A main. That gives them the window of opportunity to use a drone from a little bit closer up, not get picked off by anybody, like, you know, texture getting set up by flashes, etc. And the rest of the team now, they're just waiting a little bit back, letting that drone get all the info for them. And then they have the utility advantage, like you mentioned.
But they should change this trophy, man.
There have been a lot of questionable fights from the side of Gen G. A lot of solo swings. Munchkin going for right clicks through the Viper wall.
What is that? I've never seen that
If there's
before.
players on the receiving end of that, they do have a chance and they could mow them down. I mean, but Heretics, they're playing it very well right now.
Early dart cleared.
No.
Heretics are coming to life here. It's a very similar setup.
They got destroyed.
It's been on texture to send a shutter down the spine of Heretics. Now he's the one sitting on the sidelines.
What can Lakia
They're waiting
do?
for a peek.
It's so quiet right
But
now.
don't peek,
Should Gen G
Gen G.
continue to reaggress?
And if they do, Benji Fishy's playing anti. There's 2 players, even Rians.
Yeah.
He's playing anti. And I think that he'll pop the Sobalt from all the way back here to catch out anybody in that lane of fighting.
Yeah, if they commit.
Yeah.
If they send. We've talked about how good this flash combo has been from Lakia and Munchkin. Knife giving things away.
I don't even think he meant to hit the knife there. I think it was for sight, but it works out in their benefit. It tagged both players. And that forces Gen G to have to back up.
And Heretics will just continue to push forward off of that.
Why there?
They've got Boo with his pit, but he's a little bit further back.
No, that's a...
Knife clear, dart out, Heretics forward. It's just Munchkin who's playing backside. Lakia's a little bit further off, and he is the first to fall. Pat Attack with 3, Heretics with life. Flash on the swing around, another one spotted. Pat Attack more concerned with his positioning, more concerned with the problems he's able to cause from there. Still has a knife in hand. Meaty and Karan forced to watch, forced to sit back. Because how do you get into a 2v4? And this is where the positioning was so good, but Karen's able to decapitate him. A 1-for-1 though, and now the Viper's the only one who stands. Tries to get away and can't. We're tied at 4.
Pat Attack's brilliance is shining through
Texture.
in this half.
Texture died and
First the
they
entry
lost.
onto Texture, then the follow-up, breaking the dagger. That's the cue to just run it down on sight. Split Munchkin there. The aggression from Pat Attack, the explosiveness. He even ran all the way to spawn.
Let's go, Patsy. Let's go.
Even his team knows it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Aggression again, texture up high, blades online. Looking for a scalp and we'll find one. And again, the double dip. Can he take over the round? He's done so all
He's
series.
still alive.
He's found 2. And look at Lakia's position. He's got behind them. Boo never saw him. Boo never had a shot. But now position given away. Lakia gladly takes the fight. Again, the aggression. Again, the offense. Rians. A miserable spot to be in.
Out of charges.
A 1v4, and yeah, it's pistols. But what a round win for Gen.G. In the face of the momentum that was swelling the way of the attack.
If they didn't get a gun,
I mean, Gen.G force you to take
round.
fights that if you lose them, the round is just over. How many times have they pushed up and fought A?
I mean, it feels like every round.
Almost every single round at some point. Maybe different timings. This time with the knives. Usually it's Woot that we see going absolutely viral with him. This time, Texture taking things into his own hands, getting the 2 for the 3rd to secure the round. And now he's able to get another operator online. Gen.G are ridiculous.
Another kill found. Another line drawn in the sand.
This is crazy. Oh my god. If Texture stays alive,
3 left on the side of the attack, and as soon as it starts, it feels like it's
win.
over.
That's a win round.
This response from Gen.G has been clinical. Fully committed to believing and trusting in the process. Yeah, they're going to be able to counter some of our aggression, but we're not backing down from the plan.
And that's so hard to do as a player, to keep that mental up.
I mean, it's human response and human reaction to pivot, to go to plan B when plan A isn't working anymore. But when you've got a star like Texture.
Full trust in the team, full trust in the game plan. You can reap the benefits of that. That's what we're seeing right now for Gen.G. They should be able to convert this round. I say that, but there is a Viper's Pit available for the side of Team Heretics. Boo, if he can get this one down, they might be able to maybe steal this one away and pull a fast one on Gen.G.
Maybe a 3v5 with Benji Fishy hitting mid-late, but...
Okay.
Spike down B.
I just don't know that there was really any way in. A flawless round as Gen.G get to 6.
Yeah, they tried to creep on up, try to get anything working for him. If they maybe got a trade there onto Munchkin, maybe there's a window of opportunity.
They got a timeout.
I mean, look at this right here. And he holds his ground.
So long.
He stands tall like Maximus.
One match shouldn't take like more than 30 minutes, man.
So hard to play against a player that's disrespecting like that. It's usually Woot who we see doing things like that against other teams. But Woot right now, sitting at 3-9. Texture sitting at 13-5.
That's a brutal matchup. Woot had taken this tournament by storm. I mean, the amount of clips he's been able to put together, the value he's been able to provide his team was ridiculous. Well, there were questions coming into this tournament, right? There were questions coming into this match, excuse me, about who's the MVP, right? Is it Texture or is it Woot? Yeah, Woot arguably has had more clips because they've played more, but this doesn't look like a fair fight right now, Dre.
Yeah, Texture has been phenomenal. I mean, all tournament long, this team, they fought adversity. They buckled through. And they didn't drop a single series. So yeah, the dream, the mirage of Heretics in this crazy, crazy run that they had, I mean, they could still make it. But right now, it just feels like Gen.G are just in full control.
Yeah, the clock is ticking and the possibility of a fairy tale ending just continues to get smaller and smaller.
Somebody talking. What the fuck? Where is this one?
Into round 11 we go, 2 rounds separating them. 3 ults on the side of Heretics. 4, excuse me, and they're big ones too. Gen.G, again, with aggression, it's a little bit different. The flavor's different, but the outcome's the same. There's nowhere that Heretics can find safety. There's nowhere that they can find room to breathe. They've been squelched, they've been suffocated, they've been stymied.
They're so willing to just leave Texture on an island by himself.
Team Heretics, they can choke.
He's been popping off all game long.
6-4.
It allows you to have a 4-man setup on A early on and allows Texture to just enable in the mid round.
Heretics tries to switch position on the map. And again, the op you mentioned on the other side punishes, but they found a little bit of space here. But again, as soon as they find space, Dre, you're staring up a ridiculous mountain. Yeah, you got your one. Yeah, you got some space. It's still a 2v4. It's still a 3v5.
Let alone a Thrash invested on top of it. I mean, what can you do?
30 seconds left.
It didn't grab it.
Boo with so many angles to cover, so many targets to find. So many things to consider. Paranoid tries to do what he can to fill the void, and there's the swing through the wall. Meteor perhaps a little overambitious, perhaps a little aggressive, but it's still a song of success for Gen G.
Playing together, peeking off one another. The synergy, the communication, it's all on point right now for Gen G. You can tell by the gameplay. Catching players off guard, this little drop right here, no follow-up, no punish. But Karon, he's holding it the whole time. So yeah, Petatek tries, the swing was a little late.
One enemy remaining.
Just too much to ask for.
Gen G faced heartbreak in Madrid.
That's
so
it.
close, the glimpse
He
of
didn't even
glory that
touch
you
it.
mentioned.
He's like
But fell a
in
bit
the
short.
air.
This is
It's
a
like
team
wireless-
that's playing with a
wireless
different
high
level
five.
of fire, different level of ferocity. You've got the up over the top, Patatek down again. The ults have been invested. Patatek will join the fold once more. Once divided, now reunited. Gen G try to hold the line, and if they try to flip back, if Heretics try to find safe passage to the other side of the map, Meteor's
And they're
there.
rotating now.
He hasn't been as ridiculous
Meteor's
on this
gonna
map,
die.
but he was a terror on Breeze. This time, not given a shot, not finding value. Texture's able to pick off food, but
they're running
they
now.
understand now. The veil has been lifted. The hit is A.
Full focus forward
Who
for
says
Heretics.
the veil has been lifted?
Gen G, they have a couple members here to answer back.
What?
If they
what
can
is-
get the pit down from Boo, if they can find a little bit of
What kind
space,
of
there's a shot at
reference is
this.
that?
But Karon is one of his own. Now green on both sides.
Planted.
Such little to be seen.
Okay, this is just disaster. What am I seeing?
You should run.
And now the third ult invested. Just injecting more chaos into the situation. What can tip the scales? What can find some space? Texture dropping into the pit, dropping into the next half. Lakia in a 1v3 with the pit still up, will fall. Patatek gets his third as Heretics get to 5.
Through all the calamity,
You know, if
it's
this happens,
Patatek of
just
all members,
keep
the stand-in,
praying
to be
and
at the
pray,
top
you know?
and get another 3K to
Pray,
secure that
pray.
last round. Beautiful re-clear from Texture there, but Patatek getting ahead right here. The deciding factor for this Heretic squad.
Yeah.
He's won so many rounds for them in this half.
He was good on Breeze too. I mean, he was good
Yeah,
on
they
Breeze, he
can
was good
still
on
win
Heretics.
this
A lot
match
more
in
fight
Heretics.
out of those Niños in this second map
I
of this best of
predicted.
5, but the need to respond continues. We're gonna throw it down to the desk to break down that first half.
Thank you very much, Doug and Baby Bay. Much closer half this time around, and it just felt like Heretics, they
I
love
don't think
going
I
to
can
that A
finish
side.
this.
Yeah, they do.
series.
Time and time again, they were going to A. I mean, in the
If
last
Genji
few
wins, I'm
rounds, we saw them
gonna stop
switching things
watching.
up. But it literally looked like the
I'm
win
gonna go-
condition for them was dealing with Texture
I'm
and
gonna
that
go
first
away.
opener that he was going after time and
Can't
time
keep
again.
watching it
Him and
because
Lakia
I
were
have to
hard
work.
defending this side. And as I'm saying,
I'm
just
gonna have to go
one
to my
round after
wall.
the other, they had to deal with the fact that they were probably going to be one man down.
Gen G has really good, kind of varied looks on how they approach this A side. It's almost always going to be aggression at some point in the round. They have some rounds where they're going for the super early aggression, catching you off guard, and in other rounds they're waiting for this kind of mid-round timing and then getting in your face. And they have these really strong combos between that KO, between that Gecko, to get Texture these openers. He's been dominating in the first kill department thus far.
This is unfair, I feel like, for Wood. But as the side switches, Josh, what do Heretics need to do? Because Texture's job seemed very, very simple. Do you think Wood just needs to replicate that?
Oh, for sure. Like, we need to get Root online, and I think he can run the same kind of style that Texture was playing. He can be aggressive in the beginning, find a first blood, and then fall back, and play a little bit in that elbow area just to see if they can get another kill. But like, once he gets those first bloods, like, I feel like his confidence will come back.
The same. We need Rian's, we need Patatek to be setting up Wood the same way that Lakia was helping Texture time and time again. If we want Heretics to turn this around.
Yeah, and I want to see if they can win this pistol round as well. It's time to send it back to your casters, Doug and Baby Bay, and get the second half underway.
Thank you so much, Insu. Heretics have given this crowd reason for hope as they close things out and kept it competitive at the end of the first half, but it's not over yet. Still down 2 rounds. The ever pivotal pistol has to go their way. And now it's Gen G, who again were so bellicose in the first half. Now it's on them, and they have a lot more room to be able to dictate the pace.
A little bit of info gathered, but perhaps a false sense of security. Where that other player might be. Flash over the top. Benji Fishy not on the swing. Texture falls. That's a big one, Dre.
Who other? The man is still here. He's still firing.
Oh, you can run, but you can't hide. Locky will hunt you down. Meteor getting in on it as well. Again, a pistol that's so desperately needed to go the way of the defense. It's just ending in a whimper.
Even the plant that doesn't get seen from heaven. Small things like this. It's all going their way. They're aware of all the possibilities right now.
Last player standing.
Nice trading on the site from Munchkin.
Oh
and
my
that
god,
dagger
Team
does
Heretics
connect on a
losing.
boost, so that's full info gathered from Gen G.
I mean, he even tried stepping it, just a little short on it. Now realizing there's no way to go but forward. There's no option but to fight. A 1v3 has become a 1v2, but Karn saves the day for Gen G.
And when Gen G sees something they like on the silent walk-ups that they do, yeah, they're still down numbers. They get close to you and they just explode and obliterate anything in their path. It's one of the hardest playstyles to play against. Because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you peek into them, they can punish you. If you don't, they can silently walk up and then just smother you on the actual
Did
site.
you hear how Jet died?
Yeah, you're right.
She said like, ah.
It's so difficult to play against right now. Every team has tried to figure it out. And they just can't.
Wow.
But who can figure out how to take the head off of Texture with that Sheriff?
Remember, he died at the beginning of the previous round too.
Poor lad.
Problem with the buy for Heretics right now is there is none. So they have to be so much more concerned and so much more invested in moving as a pack.
Abandoned A side.
Strength in numbers.
What if Meteor go in A
That
side,
opening kill for
get
Boo
some
could
info?
Open up the retake for them though.
Here.
Kind of makes you scared on the attacker's side. You don't want to go back and have to re-clear all that A main. If you do, you might get picked off as well. An early tap here from Gen G, trying to bait out any utility, but nobody from Heretics showing a single damn thing, Doug.
Patient.
You know
trying
that
to lure
they're
Gen G
trying to
into
bait.
fully committing.
They're trying to bait you guys.
Trying to have them step all the way into the
You know
trap
that.
before they strike.
Go back.
And Meteor, he's re-cleared some space at A, but the time is
30
running down
seconds.
low. If Gen G connect, if they commit onto this B,
They're gonna go fast.
I mean, they're gonna run into
20
a
seconds.
bunch of conflict.
You got
They're
Benji
committing
Fishy who's
them.
holding mid as well, so if the plan is for Meteor to hit a late mid lurk, Benji Fishy would have been the problem, but he's the first to fall. Bomb's not down. 13 seconds left. They've got to commit. They've got to find a way to stabilize. Cauterize the bleed and capitalize on the situation. They're so weak, Dre. Balaki on the swing. 21 HP, no bullets left. They've gotten the spike down. Rienz is there. Munchkin, 1 HP. Can he be the architect to save the round? Can he put the pieces together? Can he build another clutch moment? Rienz and Wu with crosshairs trained will drop him.
But actually, why didn't they do a thing?
What a round for Team
Why they
Heretics.
keep committing? What the hell?
The poise to just sit there and not get
No, it's
baited by
their
the
fault.
first tap.
They keep committing.
Pat Attack had that molly the entire time. Once the actual bomb gets planted, that's when the molly activates. And the time just runs too damn low.
Take a look at the MasterCard Thrifty one more time. It was all the way of Sheriffs.
Enemy remaining.
What a beautiful hold. We talked about how they were trying to bait them in, slowly lure them in, tantalizing them in. And as soon as they take one step too far, it's over. So now 2 rounds separating the two. Now it's on Gen G to try to replicate some of the magic that Heretics just hit them with. Just pistols.
A good dink with the pistols onto Woot. He's gonna be forced back now, so that's some space gathered at B.
He's still been quiet. But Heretics are in this fight, in spite of that.
Yeah. He did get 2 kills in that last round, so maybe that is enough to be that spark, that fuse of lightning. As I say that, it's Texture to diff him again.
Woot looked like he had the fastest hands in the game this tournament. There's nobody who could stand to him. Nobody quicker on the draw. We're watching an entirely different player
Stop
here.
blazing wood, please.
Heretics will try to hold them back,
They
though.
just keep blazing.
A lot on the shoulders of Patatech.
You know,
Re-ends around the corner.
comparing that Genji
And the
like
cutting of noise.
path,
Of
like
course, Heretics think
competition
twice about this here. They've
to Team
invested the crash.
Heretics.
Re-ends will get tagged.
Team
Check up
Heretics
top.
had the easiest like
Yes,
wall.
he can. Only one kill found, though. How much more can he do? Not much. He will fall. They can't settle the shots. The Sheriffs again are a problem.
You know,
Boo in a 1v3.
that's why he had
upgraded weapon.
so many clips.
But the amount of utility, the amount of health that they have in aggregate is so low. And that's a big delay from Boo. With 13 seconds left, he's got to commit to it. He's got a firing squad around him. Secret Service to protect. Mission accomplished. But now you hit phase 2. Now you need to drop Boo. As he creeps forward, quietly slithering his way into the site. With no one to detect, no one to delay. How much more space can he find? Utility cycled up, forced to sit back on the other side of the wall, and now he's spotted. Now they know where he is. He's able to spot one. The other two are weak. 40 HP amongst both. As Boo has to make a play, and it's a back-to-back MasterCard 50. This one the way of Genji.
Genji, constant fire in the face of failure. They bring that one back. Texture with the opener. A beautiful peek. And the trading on site. Patatech, he was looking so good in Nest. No utility hitting him the entire round.
Not like this, man.
That's exactly how it happened.
That's
brother.
exactly like this, bro.
And so again, now
You're gonna
3
enjoy
rounds
this
separating
show.
these two. 2 rifles in the hand of Heretics. But Woot with no armor. Boo's already dead. The hopes of the round rest on porcelain prospects for Heretics. The dash through, the flash over the top, the swing from Texture is too damn clinical. And now they can turn their attention on getting the spike down. Now they can turn their attention on assuming their post-plant positions. Just when it seems like Heretics have a spark, just when it seems like they found some footing, the rug is pulled out of under them. But Rian's with that Vandal, light armor, making a run at this. He's gotten his one, already tagged up though. On the swing, Patatech getting in on it. We're gonna have it again, aren't we? A 2v2. Karen spotted. Rian's has to go though. Trying to turn the flash. A great shot from Rian's again. Can Munchkin clutch it out? He's got the shots on one. It's another. Rian's with 4. The defuse comes through. Make that 3.
God.
Back to back to back.
Actually, that was a win. He whiffed.
This map just keeps delivering.
No fucking.
We gotta run that one back. A 5v3, it looks so promising
How's
for
the
Genji.
Trish? He's getting gun kills. It's not Trish.
What a spark that kid has been. Rian's has been, yeah. I mean, Rian's has been quiet sometimes throughout this tournament, but what a cornerstone.
Shiba.
Ooh, getting tagged by some of the utility, not able to take the aggressive line that we saw Texture strike from. But does he try once more? Not able to land the shots.
He's actually doing
Texture's
amazing. Oh, he's
so
going the wrong way.
So deadly. Now they've invested the Hunter's Fury as well. Lakia falls.
Spike down.
Texture dancing around it, staying alive. Now a little bit
Shut
of cover.
Freaking
A little bit
bomb.
of time. And a little bit of space. That doesn't feel good.
Spike planted.
Not enough to find a kill.
There's no HP left.
How do Heretics attempt this retake
If
approach?
he killed the other
Beautiful
jet,
dagger.
that would be
Who
amazing.
an op? Oh, it's Rian's again!
No way. Bro, they're just spamming.
Meteor creeping forward. You see them starting to take a quick step back. Carol probably has a lineup. Woot's got the shot. Meteor's dead, but so is Woot.
Last player standing.
It's a 1v3 now. Whoa! Is able to get his one, but Benji Fishy stabilizes.
Oh my
Rian's the backbone
god,
of
what
this
is Genji
roster.
doing now?
He's so
They're
clean on the
choking.
Sova, especially on
As I
Icebox.
expected.
He's doing it again, Doug. This man is an absolute phenom on this map. The instincts, the intuition, all there.
One enemy remaining.
Someone who we haven't seen activate or be online quite yet has been Benji Fishy, but getting 2 in that last round. That secures him that Killjoy lockdown.
Bro, release me from this pain.
You're right.
Why is the keep
Rian's handed it over to him. Now they have that
rounds?
tool in their arsenal to play around. Boo also 1 away from his pit. Knives traded and information gathered. Patatek was tagged by that. Boo trying to be aggressive. He's trying to take a page out of Texture's book. What a shot.
Almost got punished.
10 HP. You can't pen that your way. Not with what Texture can do. He continues to push forward, but Rian's and Benji Fishy hold the line. They stand strong. He's gone backside though. The spike is out of reach, and now they've got the lockdown they have to reckon with.
Easy does it, easy does it.
Gen.G will have to take a step back, wait this thing out.
Oh my god,
Now they go.
this round, actually.
4 up on the side of Heretics, but Boo's playing elsewhere. Concerned about the late flank.
He needs to be careful here, Doug. He's playing a little too aggressive with this HP that he has, but he's living for long enough.
Playing to win. Not playing not to lose. Playing on the knife's edge. Benji Fishy and Rian keep him back. Munchkin a 1v3. The situation was dire before, and it's somehow gotten worse. Heretics knocking on the door, tying us at 9.
And he's gonna have to save here. They have no money going into this next round. And while we have the time, I don't think Heretics are gonna go for this hunt.
10 seconds left.
Gen.G had full control of this round. They were surely about to convert it, but Munchkin hit a team flash on 2 of the members that ran through that Viper wall. And that was the deciding factor to buy enough time for Rians to get out, for Benji Fishy to come back in.
We'll see if we can take a look at it again, because if that's how it went down,
they're
that's heartbreak.
Right now.
A micro mistake. It connected on Rians, but also connected on that flash right there. That flash blinded Lakia and Texture. They had him dead to rights.
One enemy remaining.
And then the kills on the other side, the punishment through.
Now a cause for conversation.
And that cause is that we're tied at 9 apiece. 3 rounds in a row, the way of Heretics. We went a little tit for tat at the beginning of the half, but Heretics have shown they traveled the world and they came to claim the throne. They didn't come this far just to come this far.
And it really felt like Gen.G were in the complete driver's seat this entire map.
Well, and that's why we talked about it earlier. It's not about how you start, man. It's how you finish. This marathon has fooled and broken the hearts of so many around the world. People who think they've accomplished what they set out to do, just falling a bit short at the end. And I mean, Heretics, yes, it's not the very end, but they're showing they have plenty of fight in them.
And to a team who came into this tournament for fun, that's what they called it. We're just going, we're just showing up to show up. But when you make it this far, all of a sudden, oh, we can actually win this damn thing.
The goalposts change, they move.
It's a different type of energy.
Remember, Gen.G has made it this far in the tournament, undefeated. Yeah, they've dropped a couple of maps, but they've looked unbeatable.
At what point do Nightmares of Madrid creep up?
Gotta wonder if it's happening now. Benji Fishy falls. Meteor's been so good.
Instead of his
he's only got 5
operator,
HP to
he
his name
picks
now.
a classic and gets a headshot.
And he's stuck. He's got nowhere to go. The orb goes up as he tries to cross, but he plays this time perfectly. They thought he'd try to get away. They thought he was stuck. But in fact, the trap was his. Now a flash forward, Patatek on the turn. That was ridiculous. Not able to steady the shot sub.
Spike down A.
Oh my god,
This
they're
match
both
is
low.
insane.
If Meteor's able to buy his time, he could be the one to secure the round. With the 5 HP that he's had for what feels like an eternity.
Meteor
is actually dialed in on this.
No,
He's watching,
they
he
know.
knows, he's ready. Meteor's dead. but still a 2v2.
Sova Dart available.
Munchkin 5 HP.
Bro.
There's the dart.
Revealing area. Found them.
What value can it find? Holy smokes. There was nothing to clear it. And so Munchkin pays for it with his life. Lakia with a Bulldog. In a 1v2. He gets his one, but Rien's trades.
Bro, if Meteor just waited like until there's a gun sound,
Rien's is on fire.
he can get it on fire, at least like backstab.
And there's nothing Genji can do to extinguish it.
I mean, they tried their darnest. They got the first 2 kills, the third on a pad attack on the site. But Rien's with the awareness, holding Meteor down. Meteor just can't quite connect. And that dart getting so much value. The insta trade, Lakia had no chance to transfer there.
Let's go. Oh my god.
They're choking.
I mean, it's just been a bloodbath in the server. The back and forth. Both teams, they don't even require full buys to make it close.
4 in a row, the way of Heretics. This time it's Boo who's gonna get pushed. That one way will only buy you so much time. He gets the pit down. And it's been traded, of course.
Reverse.
Venn diagram and green goo.
But Doug, there's so many ults available right now for the side of Heretics. They can create so much chaos right now.
And it seems like they're succeeding in doing so. Texture's
Oh
the
my
first to fall.
god.
He knows he's there, spotting the gun.
Bro, Lakia, what the hell are you doing?
Lakia punished. Munchkin crumbles. Meteor left alone. In the face of the pit, in the face of 5.
Let me tell you something about this Viper pit, okay, from the
And you can hear
Genji.
the crowd roaring.
That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't protect anything. They can just push
5
yellow,
rounds in a row.
no problem.
You take a look at it one more time. You called it, Dre.
You're
all
seeing
of the
this,
ults.
right?
And Heretics had
There's
to
nothing to
invest.
block the yellow.
And then, of course, kills
So,
like that end up being the difference
What's
maker.
the pit for? If the other
They
team
look
goes
sleepy
around to
on
yellow,
Breeze.
they're gonna kill everyone in backside,
holy smokes.
inside the pit, because they're
Those
just
kids have
gonna
woken
spray.
up.
It's so useless.
Such a mind-blowing half. And they're not done yet.
5 in a row. Heretics with a 2-round lead. We've got a fight on our hands. Patient on the swing. Texture not able to punish. 20 and 15 from the star.
Jeez.
But the demand for more is so great. This is a really nice position from Meteor, but he's got the alarm on the other side. It doesn't matter. Catches Benji Fishy with his pants down. Boo on the swing. Genji falls once more. But they've kept it competitive. They've gotten into a 2v3. Meteor's 1 away from his ult. Settles the shots on 1. Too many targets on the other side. Munchkin.
Munchkin can do this. He's so
Forced
bad
to
at
make a
IGL.
monumental play here.
He's so bad at it.
Does have the Molly
He
online,
can't
so if
win
this
it.
tap comes through, they'll have to use that Molly, and that will allow Heretics the opportunity to just swing together here.
There's the tap, there's the molly. Boo and Rien's waiting for the challenge. The orb goes up. It's all a guessing game now. There's not a lot of time here. He's got to hold this.
No.
Is there enough time? It's gonna be close. Oh, it's so close! On the edge of their seats, Heretics take us to map point.
Are you kidding me?
I cannot
Munchkin.
believe how close these last
You can
rounds have
just
been.
waste
I
another
mean, yes,
5
Heretics
seconds
have
there.
taken away the last 6,
Instead, you
but
did
it's been down to
so
the
bad.
wire every single time.
I mean, 0.06. The thinnest of margins.
It's preposterous.
What?
An op in the hands of Woot. Still quiet, but honestly, at this point, who gives a damn? What a half from Heretics. Genji have a couple of tools, though. They have Meteor's ult, they have Lakia's ult.
But if you're Heretics right now, you might read into this. They've gone B the last, 3 rounds in a row. And they've gotten stuff denied.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing here, though, is Patatek, he's got his ult. Think about how many times we've seen it already. As soon as the Thrash goes down, Patatek responds with his own.
Exactly.
And I wonder if that's what they're looking to bait out here.
Initiated.
First to the lockdown.
We've seen him break this before. Is he going for it again? The Molly connects. Is the shot gonna land? It breaks!
And they still have the safety valve of Patatek's ult. Lockett hanging on to his for now. But understanding the game of rock, paper, scissors doesn't go your way. Spacing a little awkward there as Texture tries to find a little bit of room to work. A little bit of space to get active. But he will fall. The tap, the first. Almost all members huddled up onto the side, but Heretics get him down to 2. Can Munchkin deliver a miracle? He's been spotted, he's been had!
Bro.
Team Heretics are not done yet.
I predicted this, guys.
Counter on Icebox.
I predicted
There's
it.
fight in these kids. And there's plenty more to
It's
come.
so boring.
Map 3 on the other side of this break. Do not go anywhere.
First half was shambolic. Biggest disaster.
Wood, you are back. Let's go. Wood, listen to me, very important. Dodge the knife on A every time. Nice! Let's go! Nice! Let's go!
Wood. Touch A side. Touch A side. Wood, you can come back, brother.
Every time I needed a new phone, I had to switch carriers.
I told him, at Verizon, everyone can get the best deals. Like that iPhone 15 on them.
Switching all the time, it wasn't easy.
35.
You're gonna be here forever.
And
Here's your wireless contract.
I need a lawyer for this. Those were hard days.
Representative switch!
Now that I got a huge storage and battery upgrade, I'm officially done switching.
New and existing customers get iPhone 15 on us when they trade in any iPhone, any condition, guaranteed.
I really wish you told me sooner.
I did.
The bad boy look is overdue. The cops are chasing down everyone. Nobody is safe. That's ever done. That's helicopter. I do it proper. I go wherever that pet offer. That's down south. That's New York. That's LA slow. What they talk about now? Read the news. It's all about how they need the views. I look around, try to read the room, just thinking, what more can I do? Protest, don't let up. Stand information. Show what is going to come. If they try to show it.
Okay. Looks like it's changing. So it's mostly favored by Genji to win the next round, but it's starting to change, I think. After that one round, they choke on the icebox. People are changing their picks.
What they talk about now, read the news, it's all about how they need the views.
up, everybody? I'm standing here right now with two very special guests. We have none other than Anna Donlan and Leo Faria. How are you guys? We're doing great. We're all tied up. I know. Everything is so crazy. And Leo, we just heard that crowd. How has it felt like to bring an event to China?
Oh, it's been so great. Look, we launched Valorant in China last year, and we knew from the get-go we wanted to bring an event here. And it's been incredible. Like, we've got to spend a week here now, walk around the city, see players, hanging out, doing a bunch of cool stuff. We had a bunch of activations around the city. And I think getting here, it's one of the, Mercedes-Benz Arena, one of the most iconic venues in the world. And just seeing the crowd has been phenomenal. I'll be honest, we got a little nervous when all the Chinese teams got knocked out. We're like, are fans gonna show up?
This woman
and they
is standing in the middle.
Sold out in 20 seconds, and they've really, been supporting the event. And we're very happy to be here.
Oh yes, we can
exactly
definitely hear
like this
that as we walked
hairstyle,
on this stage,
exactly
right?
like
and,
this
we also had
makeup.
some big news recently.
Very
we had
similar
Valorant console that
to
was announced.
clothing.
How has that been received from your point of view?
I mean, really well so far. As far as we can tell, I mean, it hasn't been that long since we did the announcement, but so far the reception seems really good. Teams have been working on this for a long time, and for us, it was like, we're only doing console if we can bring the true Valorant experience to those platforms, and so that took a lot of work. And so I think the team at home is like celebrating in this moment because we're finally ready to share it with players, and we'll see what they think. We're so excited about it, though. So excited.
I cannot wait as well. And finally, what do the Valorant audience have to look forward to for the rest of the year? We'll start with you, Leo.
We still have a lot of season to go. We're going to go back from Masters Shanghai straight into International League, straight into Stage 2. We're going to crown the champions of the season. And then, of course, teams are going to qualify to champions. It's always the culmination of the Valorant year. That's where we pull all the stops and throw a big spectacle. We cannot wait to go back to Seoul. And I think this is shaping up to be our best champions ever. So we're very excited.
Anna, what about you?
I think it's going to be the best champions ever, too. I mean, every time we do one of these big events, it takes so much for all the teams involved and players involved. It always feels like the end of the year. Honestly, it's halfway. We're halfway through the year. So there's a lot more to come. Teams focused on getting console out, focused on an amazing champs. And honestly, we still have game changers and some more stuff coming out in the game. So more to come, for sure.
It's never ending. It's
never ending.
We have such a dynamic game here. I cannot wait. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit in for this little interview. We have so much more coming up. And of course, the grand finals of Masters Shanghai will continue.
It will indeed, and it will continue just that much longer because Team Heretics, they managed to secure a map here in a best of 5. I've got Josh Arty, Kakuka, and Mimi with me once again. For a second, it felt like maybe we're gonna a 2-0 here for Genji, but no, Kakuka Heretics, they hit back pretty hard.
Time and time again,
Guys,
them and the retakes, yes, some of those rounds became a little bit too close for comfort, but they managed to close it out in a map of the
release the video.
Well, let's take a look at the HyperX reflex moment of the day.
This one goes to
Rians on a map that Mimi Vu wasn't really showing up. Rians, though, was on it.
Yeah, this map was absolutely about Rians and Patatek, and in particular how they were playing in the retakes. I think the two of them, we've talked about it before, are super well coordinated on their util usage, but also when it came down to these late rounds, these guys were shooting. Team Heretics is a team that has a lot of stars that can step up, and I think they really proved here that it's not just the Woot show to go on this round.
Come on.
But as we head into the next one, though, how dangerous would it be for Heretics, Josh, if Woot isn't able to show up the way that we've seen him so far in this tournament? Because Ascent is up next.
I think Heretics just proved that they don't need Wu to just pop off and they can win with the fundamentals. I saw that in that last game.
No,
in
I
low
saw
number
the new
situations,
video
they were
for
able to
the,
trade out and convert those retake
the
scenarios or all those scenarios that they didn't win in the first game.
Garbage.
So hopefully that continues and they can just keep up with that momentum.
Yeah, exactly. And now that they're starting on the defense, maybe just with the fact that they were able to close this one out, the fact that they're starting on the defense, it might even means that it goes the distance. I'm honestly way more concerned about that second half and what is going to happen when it has to be them on the attack against one of the strongest, even not the strongest Ascent defense that we have.
I mean, you know what happens.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Don't have to bring that up this soon. But yeah, I mean,
a happy moment for him. Yeah, they did great. They came back.
Oh yeah. I was thinking about Genji's defense.
I was thinking of Genji too.
Oh, okay.
And Genji's defense, I mean, Josh, you've played against it, is really good on this map. We talked about some of the kind of varying of the forward plays on Icebox and their retakes. They excel at that here as well. I think good protocols on that side.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to point out that Munchkin lost a lot of 1v2s at the B side in Icebox, and I want to see how he's able to mentally recover into this next game.
This is the thing, though. You said that they don't necessarily need Wood to be the one to pop off for them to win. I think the story is the same for Gen G because we've seen maps where Texture wasn't necessarily present, and the rest of that team managed to carry him through.
And hear me out. Even though this is Ascend and we're going to be looking at the Jets, I am looking at Karen. He is the clutch king on this map. Same goes for Meteor. Both on each extremities of the map when we go into that defense are going to be super important.
But this is Texture's map for Gen G, and at this point in the series, this is where I'm starting to look at that mental for Gen G. They've talked about it as an issue in Pacific. It was the issue in Madrid. They were favored to win that final. They were up early on, and then they lost the map.
He would have just,
map 5 of Icebox slipped away from them. It's a different team than they were then, but still keeping this mental strong, bouncing back, recovering on a map that should be very heavily favored towards this Gen G squad is going to be really important.
They're men now. They're men.
Sure, but if they lose this map, I'm very worried about Gen G for the rest of this finals.
But on the other side of this, this was Heretics permaban forever, and they let it through against G2, and then they immediately went back to banning it again. So I feel like a mental side perhaps on the side of them as well, as we take a look at the Asian select, and they're going to bring in a Killjoy, yeah.
I mean, we're not surprised. This is just the standard composition. Yeah, probably Benji felt more comfortable to be on the Cypher, but Killjoy brings you a lot more to do, especially slowing down and affecting Gen G's attack. I'm honestly concerned about how Gen G is going to deal with those post plants and those retakes that Heretics has been so good in so far.
Yeah, there seems to be a pattern. Benji switching over from the Cypher to the KJ. What do you think?
I think Cypher gave some unique abilities to help him play out the defense that gave us problems. I believe the Killjoy swap is for their attack and making sure those mollies are in the right spots to block out the rotation spots. So I expect a better attack from them here.
They're starting on defense as well, though. Benji and Boo are great anchors on this map. If they can get a strong start in this third map, it postures Team Heretics for a great chance to win this final.
Well, it's 1-1 on the board, and the momentum is on the side of Team Heretics. Doug and Baby Bay, let's get us back into game.
I have to go to
work. It would be my absolute pleasure.
I don't want to go to work,
and Ascent often delivers bangers, so there's very good reason to think we're going to get a little bit more of the same. We talked a lot, or the Deaths did, about the swap from the Cypher to the KJ. I'd love to get your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I think it's definitely for the attacking side. Heretics struggled to get any type of B main control with just the cages and the camera. It didn't really do much of anything, honestly, and that's why you saw G2 just absolutely punish them on their defensive side. So that is the change, but the question is, will their defensive side now lag?
I think first round's gonna go
because that Cypher, he had so much value controlling a bunch of different areas of the map, playing at 2 spots at once.
They're gonna get tested. Gen G had a field day with aggression at the beginning of Icebox, and they caused so many problems, but we'll see if it's a bit of the same. Lakia's drone clearing out mid, finding a little bit of space and getting any info that it can. But all this Killjoy utility, Dre, it's posted up. Hey.
Perfect for Benji Fishy, the turret as well. We've seen Boostio do this quite a bit. Saw him do it at Champs, actually.
Texture doesn't feel good here. He's taking 70 HP. Yeah, he's swung. He's found safe passage, but he's been put in a corner now, finding space, now getting out. Gen G looking really good on this pistol, and they don't seem to be slowing down.
Never mind.
Scrappy on the actual site. A bunch of players running through smokes. Woot will convert that kill onto Texture.
Got a little messy there. Woot deciding that he wants to take a different approach, and Lakia is a step ahead of it. Meanwhile, I'm not really sure how that happened. Pen that through the wall. He's got to hit the shot, dashing to his left, trying to fire to his right, and a little bit more spam. What seemed secure, what seemed safe, is now up for grabs, is now unsettled. Woot with 22 HP. He's gonna have to clutch this out, but again, they've got him surrounded, they've got him dropped. Gen G get the pistol.
I mean, a flurry of bullets everywhere for Woot, getting a bunch of tags, getting a spam kill. And he's kind of online now, finally. I feel like Heretics have been waiting for him. Maybe now that he realizes that his team can do it without him. Allows him the space to breathe and actually just commit on some of these nice shots that we know he can hit.
Let's see who wins this round, then I'm gonna change my prediction.
That being said, Gen G, they did a really good job of not falling early to those mollies of Benji Fishy.
Yeah.
And wrapping the site, going in and out of the smokes. That little bit of finesse, it goes the extra mile for them.
That Texture played that so well.
Yeah, he lived for so long.
He's got a Guardian in hand now. That knife on the other side of the map by Tatatech. Not going to tag anything.
And Gen G, it was the anti-eco that didn't go their way in the last map that kind of gave life to Team Heretics. So you have to believe that they want to convert this. They need to convert this.
Give them an inch, and they'll take the whole damn map.
Yeah, and on a map like this where you really need to salvage as many rounds as you can on the attacking side, I mean, it's going to be even more crucial than ever. Good utility being used so far to delay any flood from heaven.
Booz was in a really nice spot, but he cannot stand in the face of the Vandal. So knife will be invested out, still just pistols for Heretics, not really able to do much else. We got Woot with the Sheriff.
Spike planted.
Little nice bit of HP.
No spam kills this time around.
No. You know, Rians is going exploring a little bit. Much to his dismay, he'll be met with an alarm bot on the other side.
Yeah. At some point, he's just going to go for the exits. Lakia picking up kills, Texture picking up kills. Woot still going strong. Whoa!
Yes, he is. He's gotten 2. But he's going to have to close out in an ace fashion if he wants to win this. Time is short, too. He's gotten 3. But Karen stops him. Gen G get their second.
Oh, okay.
Nicely done from
I don't
Gen
know
G
what's
from
gonna happen.
the beginning of that exec. All the utility was really good. Setting Texture up to get that kill onto Jenny with that dagger.
So I actually don't know what's
But
gonna
Woot,
happen there.
he's 6-2. He
But
already
let's
has
one
knives
more
online.
round, okay? After this round, I'm
You know,
gonna
viewers can't see it quite yet.
make my
We
prediction.
talked so much about Woot needing to come online, Woot needing to be the spark.
It's gonna be the
Heretics
last.
showed us
I'm
on
not gonna
Icebox
go
that they
anymore.
can win in spite of their star struggling. The problem right now is he's the only one performing. He's the only one with kills on their side. And yes, it's early, so you can't imagine that will remain the case for much longer. Boo had a shot at it there.
Yeah, one-way disrespected from Karon there.
It's the Gen G way.
Oh, this silent walk-up. Perfect dagger. But they all dodge it.
And Patatek gets dropped. And now they can go forward. With free mobility and free utility, Texture falls.
What? They didn't follow?
There was no follow-up from his teammates there.
He was the only one able to get out. You're right.
Yeah, there's a disconnect right now, maybe in the communication or what was being said in the comms. Something not going the way, and all of a sudden, Heretics, I mean, it looked dire for them in that round. Had that kill gotten converted or even traded,
I have no idea
that would have been a free A-site.
This is so
Now they're forced to walk into the blender of the Killjoy
But
utility.
I predicted the first 2 rounds.
See if they're aware of
so I can do
the
this.
Molly's lane with that alarm bot. If
do
they're not,
this.
I mean, this could be disaster.
Turret cleared. More to come. Benji Fishy not getting tagged by the knife, so his utility is still in play. Tries to clear the drone. The flash goes up.
No.
Meteor is behind him, and he has no idea. And even if he knew at that point, he was so blind, he was so deafened, he never had a shot. Now they can turn their attention over to B. Not concerned, not worried about the utility. It's easier now. Woot's playing on the other side of the smoke, dashing forward, but Meteor's there to greet, Meteor's there to wait, Meteor's there to punish. Woot falls, Rians does too. Meteor gifted. And now Boo in a 1v3. He's got the rifle, but the rest of his team doesn't have the finances. They don't have the
he's gonna
funds.
save actual.
And so he has to take a step back.
I'm here.
Okay,
And it's brutal. Getting bonused by the attacking side.
I think Genji got this.
All of a sudden,
don't
you know,
worry. Don't
Gen
worry
G have a
about it.
chance to get to that 4-round mark.
They're not gonna choke this much.
And for a lot of teams on this map, that's a W in itself.
This map.
They have a bit of buffer to play around with.
But
play
I don't know
around the
what's
map.
gonna
Munchkin,
happen the next 2 maps. So
that was a great setup for Meteor there, going all the way up mid.
And
it wasn't too
I have
pretty.
to
The
go
shots
now,
didn't quite
guys.
connect at
I'm
first.
so sorry about that.
But the follow-up
And
utility, I mean, he secured
I will
it,
see
and
what's
that
gonna
built him the
happen
confidence
on
to
my
close
phone.
out the round.
And
I mean, that kill
hope you guys
Texture
keep
at the very
watching it.
beginning
But
was-
go watch
that was
the
cold.
I mean, dodge the knife. They're able to drop Patty down from
the
up there.
actual.
It's perfect.
Yeah, not even just him. All 3 members
Stream.
dodged the knife.
And
They
they all
swung together.
Okay, see you guys. Bye.